what's up. 41 in the chat. We just waiting, man. We chilling right now. We got Wilmyhood in the realm. We're getting them all comfortable and acquainted. You know what I'm saying? We get the scepters, the chalices moving right now. We just waiting on Solving King, y'all. We will be back. Good to see y'all filing in. And hopefully y'all like the little music that Addict got going while y'all wait. So see y'all in a bit. To the Iron Lords podcast and the lordsofgaming.net, episode number 150. Oh, damn, Cat Daddy with a cold. Uh-oh, y'all better get it. It is another glorious Sunday, and we're back at the round table on the Lord's Day. I'm extremely excited about our special guest, and we've got Xbox Series X tech reveal, PS5 deep dive with Mark Cerny, DoomEternal, and Animal Crossing to discuss, so we're going to get right into it. I want to introduce a Lord whose steady rise as a content creator has truly been a sight to behold. Whether it be his welcoming and charitable nature to the gaming community or his passion for multi-platform games, this Lord's focus on the humor in gaming, yet is never afraid to clap back at those who are disrespectful. Introducing the created host of Gaming Behind the Box, the Horrorcast, and the Wilmyhood YouTube channel. Gaming's mouth of the South, one of the leaders of the Fork Nation, and by far the most hilarious memes you will ever come across on Twitter. Live from Wilmington, North Carolina, and making his debut into the realm of the Lords, my man, Lord Wilmyhood. How you doing, sir?
Jesus, what an intro. Man, is Man in White going to pop up at my front door now with a chip or
what? You are a Lord.
I got to admit,
what's up?
I am honored. Honestly, this was the first podcast I ever listened to involving gaming.
Wow.
So it is a huge honor to be here.
Much appreciated. So you just came. Well, I gotta ask this. This is unique. So you came across the ILP randomly. How did you? It was just a suggested video. Like, how did you come across the content? Just curious.
Years ago, I was a admin for a giant gaming group on Facebook. We had like 60,000 members, and somebody on the group had went to go post one of your videos, and just out of curiosity, because I mean, when you admin any type of Facebook group, you get people trying to post all kinds of crazy shit. And we check every link.
I gotta ask for the language of the Lord today. I gotta ask.
We check every link, that be posted, and it was a link to your channel.
Wow.
So I watched it, and I continued to watch it at that point. And I was like, geez, I don't even remember what year. I'm getting old. But I would sit in chat and just listen to you guys or play you in the background.
Are you this is so cool. I've never isn't it like surreal, King? Like it's all like to hear a story like that? Like because if what you said? Yeah, what you said, Saul? I'm sorry, I cut you.
It's just one of those things. Like for a long while, you have this small group of people that are like your fans, and you're there every week, and you don't really see how that kind of propagates out, and little by little you start seeing more people in, and you're like, where did you come from? How did you hear about us? And it's so crazy, man.
It's crazy to me, like, because I feel
They can't hear me. Okay. Just out of curiosity, put in the chat how you came across ILP. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah, kind of curious because I'm like, it really, like, it feels good to hear stories like that, because obviously for me it still feels like we're still new in a way, right, King? I don't know. I feel like
I told you the story about yesterday. I went to go pick up a statue from a dude because he's in my statue group, and he posted something, and we're texting back and forth, but my picture on Facebook is not my face.
King, I'm sorry, I gotta stop you for a second. So Others Inc. is saying we are low. I kind of hear everything low in my headphones too. They're saying we're overall low.
We're overall low. So
I turned it
Addict
up.
fault. I can blame him.
I turned it up.
Blame Addict.
I
Do
mean,
what he did to
we're
me.
almost in the red, so
Okay.
like
Could be a
we need a
bandwidth
cut.
thing,
Like
don't know.
I need more feedback. You know,
more
no
feedback.
offense to the one person. We need to know it's multiple people that's
No,
Yeah,
not
yeah,
live.
yeah.
Says stream is very low. Okay, I turned my stuff
Mic
up.
up.
all right.
Well,
My
mine
mic's
all
is
the way
up. Mine's
Yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying? Philly Eagles said we would guest on RDX. That's how you heard us. Shroom Kingdom, In a Circle. You know what I'm saying? Titan, Boom. Charles, Boom. Okay, different places. QW, Vampire, Boomstick. De Niro says he hears us fine. Elder Zinc says Addict is perfect. So Addict is perfect. He said he's
So Attic is perfect, but everybody
Addict's
else
volume
lower.
is Gucci.
Yo, so I go pick up the statue from this dude,
Scrolly said we
and,
good. Yeah.
and he's like, when I get there, because I called him on the phone first. I'm like, yo, I'm downstairs. So that's the first time we talked on the phone. So he was like, okay, I'm coming downstairs. What car are you driving? So, I'm driving the black Suburban, the big joint. So he comes outside and he has a statue and he's like, I knew it. I knew it was you. I knew it was you. Oh my God. I watched your joints. I watched the videos. KOS. And he went into telling me about KOS, and he was like, yo, here's $100 back here, man. Yo, just give me a shout out on your joint. Oh my God. I'm like, it was bugging me out for one. I'm like, okay, I'm a regular dude.
Look at Kid Smooth, man.
Yeah,
Gaming
I'm looking at
Addict
the stories.
kept telling me about Destiny podcast he wanted to do. I was like, okay, sounds like boring stuff.
Yo, it's crazy. Shout out to a lot of people. I'm seeing RDX in there. I'm seeing Boom in there. It looks like everybody's hearing us good. Shout out to Mostly Martinez. You heard from Last Word Podcast. You heard ILP from.
Oh, I forgot about when we did that. Remember when we had that Planet Xbox and ILP collaboration?
Someone else said RDX and ILP. ILP. This is dope. That's just. Yo, Mojo said he showed up to hate on Destiny and he never left. Yo, salute to my brother Mojo.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Shout out to Mojo Bro. I know he's going through it right now. He's on the mend. That is what's up, man. So look, we're gonna get these things going.
We have a super chat from Kid.
Please get it.
Let me push the little button. So $2 super chat from Kid Smooth. At Wilmyhood, buy me Condemned Criminal Origins. I cannot believe you came on our podcast and super chatted $2 to ask another man to buy you a game.
Hey, in all
The other
fairness,
5 to get the game.
at least he wasn't asking me to pay for his wife's boob implants.
Oh,
Wow.
shout out to Dizzy the chat. Playback gaming. You already know Dizzy. You know the vibes. You know the origins of this. That's what's up. He took it back to PVG. Look, we got a lot of stuff to go on. But real quickly on Wilmy, you are Lord in your role. What have you been playing, sir? What have you been playing?
Doom. I know that's a surprise. Playing Doom Eternal when I'm not working, and that's the bad part with everything going on in the world.
Yeah.
We have been really busy.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. You already know. And of course, you already know we got the 4 horsemen of gaming, those original lords of the realm, fully back together at the round table. My co-host with the co-most, my brother from another mother, the difficult game conqueror, Lord of Reviews, and the how of the young wolf. My man, Lord Addict. How are we doing, sir?
So we're doing very fantastic. So I've had a very enlightful week. I actually beat Infamous. I never beat that game when it came out. At the beginning of the gen, I actually never finished that game. I started it, but then dropped it for something other. I don't know what it was. And I'm actually playing Persona 5 again. So it's a quarantine kind of week. So I got to play the quarantine games, the PS4 exclusives.
Games.
No doubt. And you were doing some what else? Anything else besides that?
No, not really. I've been playing not that much Destiny here lately, but we got a $5 super chat from Smitty Smith. You just don't know how the impact that the Iron Lords podcast has. It really has made a difference. Salute.
Thank you, brother. That means a lot. That means a lot for real, brother. That's what's up, Addict. And of course, returning, my brother, our most technical gaming lord, the solo gamer who lives for the single-player selfish experience, and also the Sostradamus, Mr. Offline Profile Illuminati and Lord Patron of the Iron Bank, my man, Lord Sovereign. How are we doing, sir?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. I have to echo Smitty Smith's sentiments, man. Like I need this today. I need to be around my peoples, my brothers today. It's been a tough week. A lot of craziness. Just like Wilmy said, kind of been on the front lines of this, so kind of going out every single day. Not front lines like, you know, dealing with patients and stuff like that, but sort of being out there and having to be out there. And New York City is a little crazy now. It's only gonna get crazier.
I am legend right now. That's what they're calling us right now.
We needed you back because I needed to get your knees in the box.
Oh my God! No sympathy early. Bend the knee. He going early.
I gotta say this, Dizzy. I love you, but don't help me, bro. You're not helping me. Dizzy comes up, and then so he says, "Oh, I think we owe the knees," and I'm like, "No, we don't. You're getting it wrong." And then you put the battery in his back, and then he comes out. I'm like, "Oh, here we go again."
So you want to clarify it while we got that bending knee up?
Oh my goodness.
I definitely gonna allow you to just wait till it comes out because, like we said, wait till it comes out. You know, so,
he holds it up. He holds it up.
I want them knees when that system come out next year.
Let me, as I have to reiterate yet again.
Listen, when you go to do your back compat, it's gonna charge you. That's my joint.
It's gonna charge you for the 10 games that are actually back compat.
Yeah, you're gonna get 5 games for the back compat. Every time we say it's gonna get lower. You're gonna get the negative 2 games back for the back compat.
You're like, the hard drive was too fast. It couldn't hold it.
Oh my God. You just missed it. You wasn't quick enough.
Imagine you gotta try to catch it as it goes by.
So do all that matters. I know you've been on the front line, so to speak. You got a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? So obviously we're concerned about you. So we're glad you are here and feeling good, sounding good. So that's good.
Yeah,
but what have you been playing, sir? Have you got a chance to play much? Anything?
Oh, you know what I've been playing.
Your topic.
Hell yeah. Hell on Earth. Rip and tear until it is done, baby. Doom. That's what I've been playing. We'll get into that later. We'll get into that.
Yo, shout out to Face23BKNY with the $10 super chat. Congratulations on the power narrative. Who knows what big or minimal impact it will have compared to PlayStation 5? Here's a question. If both systems are doing native 4K 60, what will differentiate the true? Oh, they going in early face with that.
You want me to answer that?
Okay.
Well, I can tell you, when that bottleneck pop your throat in that PlayStation 5, you gonna figure out what really happened when you try to do 4K 60.
Oh my God!
Damn, it's an unstable box. So
oh my God!
Like it's unstable. They overclocked it. You know what I'm saying? It's like taking a Yugo and putting a supercharger in the middle of the Yugo. So you're trying to get that Yugo to go really fast, where you just brought a nice, stable, powerful vehicle. See, it's like me and my Suburban, and you trying to race me with that supercharged Yugo. You're gonna get down the block, but are you gonna get down the block in flames, or are you gonna get down the block regular?
It's super hard going.
So just to clear what you just said, you're saying that they got the ride that's gonna blow up midway through the race.
Yo,
they do it too much. They achieve. That's what you said.
Everybody and their moms know is they trying to get a 4'5" dude to dunk a basketball. Right now, he might be able to Muggsy bowl it, but one of those days he's gonna hit his head on the rim and fall out.
I can't. We're not even at the topic yet. You already in pocket.
So before we move on to King's intro, I'm gonna say real quick, I finally stopped frauding and I picked up VR. I picked up the Oculus Quest because I am not about the wires. Now I'm not about the wires.
And then you put it down in the same breath that took you to hook it up.
Well, let me speak with somebody who hasn't done any of it yet, right? So like I'm coming in. I'm usually with King on the front lines when it comes to getting this stuff. And then when it came to VR, I was like, nah, I don't know. So I just finally did it because I wanted to play Half-Life Alyx. Now. This is my issue, which I'm having trouble with right now, and I think I might be screwed in that regard. I'm thinking my PC, which is a laptop now, I don't have a tower anymore, has the appropriate specs to be able to connect with the new Oculus Link. So actually connecting the Oculus Quest to the laptop to play regular Steam VR games as well as regular Oculus games. So apparently it's a power supply thing. Like obviously the power supply on the laptop is not the same, so I might be screwed in that regard. So no Half-Life Alyx, but there might be some hope for me because there is some sort of thing called side quest where you can side load stuff to actually stream it over 5G to the headset. So I'm going to try that. If that doesn't work, then I spent $400 on it.
Christopher Hart said you must have Ryzen for Half-Life Alyx.
He said you must have Ryzen. That's what he said. And then shout out, let me see. Shout out to Eliad. I see my boy Undead in the chat. Yo, salute to Undead, man. I know he was feeling well earlier, so it's good to see him in here. Eliad Stromith, he said, I assume it's going to be a pretty spicy day. So many frauds on Twitter streets on both sides. People need to play more Doom and Xbox Game Pass. Stop ponying and botting all around. I feel that.
With the $2 super chat today, I will be reading from the good book.
Right. We're going to bring the scripture out.
Yeah. I have no idea. I'm about to set these dudes straight.
And while we on topic, and of course, we have the incredible hook of this, aka the XS Gamer.
Ooh.
The Lord of Combat Sports, King of the Statues, who demands nothing less than that premium experience. It is the leader of the Fraud Alert movement.
Ooh.
Beloved Lord King, how are we doing, sir?
We're doing fantastic, but hold on. We haven't did this in a little bit. Turn the beat around. Look at your man Thanos over there looking at the cosmic cube.
You know what the funniest thing about that was? Cognito almost spent whatever's in that cup out. He looked at it when he started dancing.
Because he's a fool.
All right, so what I've been playing this week, let me get a who did that for you.
Oh, let's do it.
Captain Game Pass strikes again.
You can't do that laugh.
Yo, the Ace Combat 7, and the boy didn't pay a dime.
I feel that, bro. I feel that.
I knew it. I saw it on the screen. That Summer Jam screen ain't never let me down yet, baby. I'm gonna tell you right now. Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer is on one, baby. Yo, listen, the Surge 2. I played the Surge 1. I finished the Surge 1. And you know what Phil said? He said, God bless the Surge 2. Thank you.
Game Pass.
Thank you. Game Pass.
Put the jazz up.
Yo, he's letting you finish the first one and then sliding you the second one, just in case you know you like the first one. You know what I'm saying? You like that shrimp barbecue? It's a more shrimp barbecue part 2. Oh man. Yo, I am not gonna front. Yo, with this quarantine situation, I'll be quarantined anyway, so it ain't nothing new to me. But this allows me actually just act quarantine. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm acting quarantine. I'm acting like that backlog need to get roughed up a little bit. So
feel that.
Just punching stuff in the face. Like, yo, the Children of Mortar, I actually almost have every character at level 20.
Damn.
And this is such an achievement. And somebody hit me on Twitter and was like, yo, I love the story because it's the best roguelike because when you finish a little things, they just give you a little story. Like I seen this dude that looked like Dr. Doom do some weird stuff with a sword, but it was one of the dude's dreams. And I was like, yo, and it does this to me every so often. And it's just random. Like I'll finish one little board and then, you know, I go back to the house and just start, you know, piling on to my character, giving them some more extra powers. And then it'll be a cutscene. And I'm like, yo, this is so dope. This is absolutely, 11-bit is probably my studio of the year right now.
They made Moonlighters. Did you ever play that? Moonlighters?
What?
Did you ever see
Oh,
it?
yes. Yeah.
Hold on, we got that super chat
that's an
from
amazing game.
Face 23 BKNY again with $5 super chat. What's your thoughts on devs on Twitter, third and fourth party saying PlayStation 5 SSD will be a game changer? Yeah, man, there's a lot to talk about with that. I know we're gonna get into it when we get to that subject, but yeah, we're definitely going to address that. Face 23. Trust me, hold that thought. I got you. We're gonna break that down when it's that segment. But continue, King.
No, you know, that's just everybody put the shield up.
Put the shields up.
Put them shields up.
Look at that. You know what happened?
The realm.
You know what happened? Kitsman got tired of not having the access to those emotes. Put the shield in there, man. I'm gonna put the shield in on the screen. Welcome Kid Smooth to the realm.
Yo, thanks to Kid, we now get an extra emoji because we reached 10 within the last couple of days, an extra 10. So we're gonna debut a new. I know King, like we gonna talk about. We already got a vision for what that is.
But the boy already got it on deck.
It's gonna be hilarious. Y'all gonna love that one. And real quick, shout out to Lady Erica in the chat. She says she's loving the new layout addict. And Smitty Smith $5 super chat. PlayStation fanboys, sir, my back hurts. Jim Ryan, why am I tired of moving the goalposts? The Book of X. Let's get him. Lord
The
King,
Book of X Undone.
I think you onto something that's a hard back-breaking 8. You know what I'm saying? You know how I feel. Like when it gets down to the medals, a hard back-breaking 8. Don't look at that 10. That 10 ain't really what it's talking about here.
You go talk.
Yeah, they're giving them things out here. So Smitty, you know what it is.
You can continue. So that's been pretty much it, sir.
Yeah, that's about it. Like I wanted to play a couple of more other games, but I'm gonna knock that Children of Mortar out, and then I'm gonna jump on some other stuff. I'm probably get to turn my PlayStation on, get the dust off that bad boy.
Wow.
Well, hey, don't act like if you don't got 2 or 3 systems, one of them got dust.
Oh yeah, I feel it. There's some truth to that. And of course, we have the gaming ninja himself, the Shinobi, LordCognito, spreading that realness in the realm of ILP. Not telling you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. So for me, it's been a little bit. I actually got a lot of gaming in. I was actually happy with myself this week. I got a lot going on. I got that Animal Crossing. Oh man, that game, man. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what I was getting into. So.
That was you that was running from that dude?
Oh, why are you running? Why are you?
You had me dead. You had me dead. Yo, I laughed so hard. Yo, I say, he looked like he was terrified of that man chasing him.
But I do need to throw something on. I need to throw a fraud alert up. And the reason I need to throw a fraud alert up, King, tell me how many people on Twitter, tell me how many people in this industry, if Xbox or PlayStation came out with something like Animal Crossing, they would be livid.
The hate.
Tell me I'm not true.
You're onto something, Addict. We make a special allowance for Nintendo.
Oh,
it's
Lord,
like it's like the little mentally challenged kid, and you just be like, he's doing so well. He's doing so well. The dude with the handicap or something, he's doing so well. But if Microsoft pull this crap, y'all will condemn us to the end of the earth. If PlayStation does this crap, y'all will condemn them to the end of the earth. So the same energy is not felt all the way around the board.
Savage.
I'm just saying. It's always, it's Nintendo. It's always.
Listen, the game's got an addicting nature to it. I will say this for a person who doesn't.
Please, you know what? Listen, did you hear what he just said?
It got it.
It just literally it has an addictive nature to it.
And so what I want to point out, and that's why the fraud alert's up, man. We have to be real here. People wouldn't even load this game up on PlayStation or Xbox. It wouldn't even get past the title screen. They would take one look at that.
Yo, I need the pocket watch in the chat. Well, put the pocket watch in for both of y'all. Put it up, Addict. Put the pocket watch in. Listen, Dizzy. Did Dizzy put it on King? And Addict for pocket watch in my experience and my fun.
Listen, I know it's going to sell gangbusters because the level of Haley Bop Kool-Aid that y'all dudes drink is it's unimaginable, son. Y'all drink a whole cup. I think they send y'all free Kool-Aid every month.
Yo, shout out to BG. Say, didn't see the show, the sub box. He had to search for it. YouTube bug. Yeah, they bugging it.
I'll go ahead and post it on Twitter.
Yeah, put the joint up on Twitter, man. But yeah, man, like a shout out to Pixel, my man. That game's off the chain. Don't hate. Yo, it is fun. It is hilarious. I will say this: in this time we living in with this whole everything that's going on, like it is really fun, relaxing. So I'm early. Got my island going on time. Look, me and him making deals right now. We moving.
Okay. Let's talk about this, King.
Oh,
how long is it before he drops this game and we never hear about this game
again? Tomorrow.
I don't even think he'll get to the end of the show, to be honest with you.
Listen, man, don't be hating on my experience.
He's frauding right now. He just played the game just so he could say he did it. And he's not gonna do anything. He's not gonna do the wallpaper. He's not gonna do the flooring. He's not gonna go fishing. This is too mundane for Cognito. He needs to shoot something, and there's nothing to shoot there.
Speaking of which, shout out to Graphic God with the
So are you saying that he can't chase people on a beach and be fine?
No, he's not going to do that. That's not.
Why are you running? Why are you running? Yo, so I've been doing that. Yo, shout out to my boy Addict, even though he's slandering me right now. Yo, we fired up that State of Decay Juggernaut edition. My boy Attic in these streets, yo. So we messed around with the new update, graphical improvements, looking good. Still got some issues though. Still a lot of jank. Still a lot of jank on certain things, but the new stuff is really fun. Yo, anytime you need your play cards cleared, yo, holla at Attic, man. He go in there with that boomstick joint. He in there clearing stuff. He just told me, he's like, yo, sit in the car. I got this. I'm like, all right.
I really did, man. I pulled up to the gas station across the street. I got in between one of the gas. I was like, I've always wanted to say this, Cognito. He's like, what? Stay in the car.
Yo, he a beast, bro. He got that what is that, grenade launcher? Something.
Yeah, I have a grenade launcher. And what's funny is like I kept running out of ammo and I'd have to reload. And you
letting COD drive?
No, he can't drive. Salute to the PC dudes that can't drive. That's definitely him.
Okay. You don't know the story about COG and driving in that game?
No, that's P. That ain't me. P did that. Okay. That was P. I told you, it's PC gamers don't know how to drive in State of Decay, so I got to take the road in that situation because they get Attic. I have you off the cliff.
Hey, I was getting used to it there at the end. I was getting used to it there at the end. You can't say I wasn't.
Yeah, I remember when I ran over King in PUBG.
Yo, I had so much fun, man. Yo, shout out to Attic, though. Salute to you because he got me that base I've always wanted. I got a big warehouse. We got a workshop. I got the little farm.
Yo,
building the food.
You know what that
we spent like 2 hours getting that.
Right. You hear that sound? It sounds like friends playing together. Pause. Where's my friend? I want to finish this game. I'm still stuck in prison.
And you know
that shaft.
You know, we definitely don't want to go too much into State of Decay, but like it disappoints me at the same time because it's like this game had so much potential, and I hope whatever they're doing at Undead, bro, I hope they really take the past mistakes they made for the second one into light because I'm playing this and we're having a blast. Like we really are.
We having so much fun. And the thing is, like I said, yo, shout, let me get the super chat real quick. Shout out to Stitch, 6669, $5 super chat. Cog, Farmville is also addicting, but nobody playing that. Bushes, stop that. Listen, don't be pocket watching my fun, man. Yo, shout out to Slow-Mo. He said a whole lot of drink. Yo, you sound. Listen, it is so much fun. The problem is, I cannot wait because remember, shout out to Rick Fisher who we had on.
Though.
Yeah, they updated. The Juggernaut edition has a lot of update, graphical fidelity. HDR is a little crazy. Shout out to
he talking about your little simulator, your little decoration game.
Listen, man, when that MPD drop, come holler at me with the MPD drop.
I'm not gonna bother y'all.
Exactly, I know the vibe.
The sad part about it too, we was sitting there. We was in a garage taking care of a plague heart, and he's like, "Yo, like." Did this game really get a huge update in graphics? Like, it did. It just looked like a 360 game when it first came out.
I'm gonna check it today.
They need the better service.
We got 4 players, man. We got 2 people on deck if you need people in here.
Facts. I want to shout out to Jess Gordon right quick. He has a great article on it, talking about the improvements. But also, again, when we had Richard Fogey on from Undead Labs, at that time, they were still working towards being with Microsoft. It was still Microsoft. They weren't officially a Microsoft studio at that time, right? Yeah. So they're still not the resource. Remember, they didn't have the dedicated service because they still had the tether thing with the limitation. You can tell that game is a lot CPU and memory bound. So I can't wait. I would hope at least to get an Xbox Series X patch for it. You know what I'm saying? When it comes out until the new one comes out. Because the game got potential, man. It is so much fun.
Smitty said super chat. So are we behind on them? Did we get this?
I got the Smitty Smith.
The PS fanboys, sir. My back hurts. Jim Ryan. Why am I so
we got that.
The goalpost? Okay.
We got Stitch. Yeah, we got to get Pixel Bit, though. Get Pixel Bit.
All right, so let's get Pixel Bit. Let me find it. Man, I'm... No, there was 2 of them. Okay, there we go. We got a $5 super chat from Pixel Pit. Yo, I'm deep in.
They're going PlayStation 5.
Yeah, it's what's funny is that was my PlayStation. Yo, I'm deep in State of Decay 2 Epic. So if you need an OG zombie hunter, also don't hate on my crossing king.
That's right. Don't be hating. That's right.
Listen, brother, I'm not hating. Trust me. I know what it's going to do. Y'all already beat me into submission. I'm just wondering what type of Kool-Aid y'all drinking.
Shout out to Lord Boom in the chat. Double Barrel Gaming. Salute. So we going to get into that, man. But other than that, in Destiny, last thing I will say, Destiny on Steam, me and you have to have a talk because I'm very frustrated. ever since this week. It's been nothing but beavers and antelopes and all these animals and beetles, and I've been getting booted out. And I can't play Trials on PC. I can't do anything on Destiny on PC Steam. I don't know what y'all did. I don't know what the update happened to the netcode, but it's awful. Y'all forced me to go back to Xbox. And I got proof because Dizzy was in the chat. He saw me. Shout out to my man Dior. He's playing Trials. He's getting some stuff in. But I don't know what's going on, man. We got to get that straightened out because it's really frustrating. And I'm just putting y'all on notice.
On your PC, sir?
Yes, I'm having a lot of. Actually, I'm having more problems.
That was the Master Race.
I'm about to go in on Master Race. I got that problem. I got a problem with Xbox Game Pass on PC. Every time I try to download, it gets interrupted, and then I gotta keep pressing. I'm having a lot of. Y'all making me. I told y'all don't notice to the Series X and the PS5. I told y'all. So I'm just saying. I don't know what's going on.
Come back home, brother. Come back home.
No doubt. No doubt.
Home,
Come on. No doubt. You already know. But that's all I got. So now that we've gotten into what the Lords have been playing, I want to start with Lord Wilmyhood. His video game system history, his journey as a content creator, and of course, what led him to becoming the leader of the Fork Nation and creating gaming beyond the box. So let's start from the very beginning, Lord Wilmy. What was some of the first video game systems you had? What got you into gaming?
Oh, God.
Let's go.
Whew. Man, this could take a while. I think, honestly, the first gaming system I ever had was the Home Pong Edition.
Ooh,
if you guys remember that.
I had that.
Cognito.
And
let's go.
Then I think my neighbor had a Coleco.
Let's go.
Yeah. And then, it moved forward. Later in the 70s, we had the Atari 2600 came out. And, it was all about the Atari back then, and every game pretty much looked the same almost. But we still bought them, except for Frogger. I think it was unique and Pac-Man.
Frogger, let's go.
And then, oh my God, moving it up. I think the next one was that I had was the Intellivision. I can't remember the name.
Yes.
I think it was just the Intellivision.
Just the Intellivision.
Yeah.
I love that controller that had all those buttons.
Yeah. I don't feel so bad now. You guys are just as old as me. Okay, I'm better.
Oh, no. We're in this together, Will.
Okay, good. Okay.
Together.
But and then back in 83, 84, the crash just
to clarify, I know nothing about anything they're saying.
That's
just
right. You listen and
You
learn.
talking about when
School's in session.
when Atari decided in their infinite wisdom to produce what was that E.T. in 2 weeks and make 500,000 of those cartridges.
And don't forget, Major Nelson went to go find.
Yeah, he did. I brought E.T. Did you buy E.T.?
Of course.
I did not.
Okay. I brought E.T. There's a board in E.T. where you fall in this pit. You can never get out of that pit. And I did not know that. Like, as a child, I was so distraught because E.T. got stuck in the pit. And every time I played the game, he fell in the pit. That was the bug in the game that I read in the book. And that was the bug that crashed everything.
No.
And yes. I don't know which one was worse. That or remember the Friday the 13th game?
Oh, my God.
Oh, that was so terrible.
They had a Friday for which system? Which only one I remember? NES. I remember the NES one.
No, Atari.
Atari had one?
Yes.
Wow. The NES one just scared the life out of me, but continue.
And that continued, that started the whole Raging Gamer was the Friday the 13th game on Atari.
Yeah.
And luckily you couldn't throw the controllers far because they were wired in.
Salute the wired controller. Salute.
Yeah, there were cords on those. And back in 83 and 84, when gaming pretty much went away, it all became arcade machines.
Yes. Talk about it.
My family, we owned a restaurant and we were bringing in arcade units.
Ooh.
And the first one I ever played was Space Invaders.
Let's go with the little things and you had to shoot the. Oh yes, let's go.
And you had Galaga, which was basically a more advanced Space Invaders. And then you got. Don't forget the Pac-Man fever that drove everybody nuts.
That's the OG. That's arguably one of the GOATs. This Pac-Man took it to the next level too.
Yeah, but man, Pac-Man was so overly. It was just it was everywhere. You couldn't get away from it. It was on television. It was on cereal. I mean, the song was always on the radio.
That was my favorite cereal, to be honest with you.
Let's go.
And, then the more it was funny because I used to love working at night, man. So everybody could leave and I'd stay in there. You'd pull me up a stool to the arcade machines, open up the little door. I'd sit there and play all night.
Salute to the arcade era when you used to have those dimly lit rooms with just the lights of the screens.
When you used to be able to socially smoke in front of people and choke them and kill them and die. Like when they had they smoking a cigarette right here in your face and you playing Street Fighter. He's like, get him.
Yeah, matter of fact, most of the Street Fighter games would have the cigarette burns where people would sit the cigarettes down on the console.
Salute. Continue, Will.
But after that, I mean, I think it was what year was it? The original Nintendo was it 86, 87?
Ooh.
The SNES.
Let's go. Now you're playing with power.
Yeah. Well, you were back then. You know, and their SSD wasn't as good as the PS5. But I think it was pretty much Mario for everybody at that time. You had Mario, and I had the remember the game that came with it? You had that big giant pad that would lay on your floor.
Wait, you had
track and field.
Yes. Mm-hmm. What was it called, Saul? What was that? The power? What was that?
The power pad.
Power pad. Mm-hmm. The power pad. You had to jump on that joint, right? They was ahead of Connect. The Connect wasn't ready
and
for that.
nobody that came to your house to play this shit was actually standing on their feet and running. You were all sitting on your knees, smacking with your hands.
Frauding. Yes.
Yeah. And then you had Duck Hunt and then Metroid. Metroid was my first game, you know, that I really just played from one end to the other. Mm-hmm. And then Zelda.
Of course.
And Metal Gear. Mm-hmm. And don't forget the original Final Fantasy game was also on there.
Oh, gee. I don't know.
And it was a top-down.
I definitely beat the original Final Fantasy.
Man, when Zelda came out, that was a game changer for me. I'm not really sure what it was about Zelda that just struck.
First off, I definitely beat the original Final Fantasy. Thank you. You don't need to put that on me.
You don't know about that. You're a fraud. You don't know about that first one.
Have you beat the original Final Fantasy, Cognito?
Have you? Have you?
Yes, I have.
Okay, you got me. Continue with me.
And you know, Zelda, man, I just buried a lot of my life into Zelda. I'd have friends come over. You know, we'd go to their house. We just sit and play Zelda all night. You know, we had to find every little hidden thing about the game.
Yes.
And I think the next one I actually got after that was the Lynx.
Oh, yo, you talked about hard now. Now, no one ever brings up Lynx. That was one of the California games. Well, Slime World. They had some.
That was one of the first times that we all sat in the dark with handhelds linked up together and playing. What was that alien game where we can go from room to room?
Xenophage.
That's it.
Yes. Yeah. Bro, they had, that joint had games, man. Like, as far as the graphical fidelity, they was the superior handheld. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was not even close. They had the 8-player tap with the link.
Daisy Game Boy bust they forehead square open.
But they had the
That's
color
the Nintendo
first.
juice. That's the
Lynx
Nintendo
had the color first. Remember the revised one? I had the revised. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, I love Lynx. Continue.
Yeah, I had to do a lot of work to buy that one. I was still a kid then. And I think after that, I actually bought the Genesis. And I think, oh God, I don't remember what year Mortal Kombat first came out. It was 90 something.
I don't know.
Was it 80?
I would say 90s, probably beginning of the 90s, I would say.
But
anyway, so that was the one with the blood.
Oh yeah, remember playing that for the first time? You know, and you had all these groups complaining about it. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, it's gonna cause children to be violent because what a lot of younger people in the chat don't realize. You know, everything you guys hear being blamed on video games, we heard it far worse back then.
Yeah, facts.
Everything caused kids to be violent. It didn't matter what it was. Mm-hmm. They even tried to blame Ozzy Osbourne for stuff, and everybody
biting the heads off of bats. Oh my God!
And I still don't remember a lot of people running around biting heads off bats.
But wasn't he the first one with the carnivorous?
Oh man, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Moving on. Let's get it. So you had that Genesis, you had that Mortal Kombat.
Then sadly, in 1990, I joined the Army. So I didn't get to do a lot of gaming, in the beginning, because back then when you joined the military, there was no internet.
Yeah.
So it really didn't matter if you took your console with you or not, because chances of you carrying a TV around were pretty slim.
Right.
So,
Mhm.
but
So you
when I
kind of
did
shut
come
down
back,
during that period.
yeah. So coming back, I think the next one I bought was a PlayStation 2
Mm.
and a Dreamcast.
Oh, because you had that guapola. He went in there
And
and let me get
paper.
2, please.
Yeah, because I had to make up for all the gaming I'd lost, man, because especially after coming back home, it was, I don't know, gaming was always a way to escape.
Absolutely.
And that's why I get so irritated. You see people argue on Twitter all day. Gaming is supposed to be fun. You're supposed to enjoy it.
You.
And like King said earlier, playing with friends. It's not all this bullshit you see on excuse my French. It's not all that stuff that you see on Twitter every day or on YouTube channels. That's what it is. It's a way to escape.
Yes.
And
people lost sight.
You're
absolutely right.
I played the crap out of my PlayStation 2 Gauntlet. Remember the game Tricky?
Yeah. It was the
SS. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Played all those. And one afternoon, I went to EB Games because it was EB then.
Yes.
Remember you had that big giant thing you plugged into your PlayStation 2 so you could plug in extra controllers?
Yeah. Oh, you made a tap like that. It looked like a little square. It was like a L.
Yeah. So
yes.
Went to go pick one of those up, and I saw this big giant box. It was new. And it said the Xbox by Microsoft.
Woo!
And I was like, And I was talking to this little dude, at EB Games. I'm like, so what is this thing? And he was saying, oh, this is this new box, by Microsoft and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, are there any games available? And after a couple of minutes, I walked out with this giant 50-pound box. This thing
huge.
Oh yeah, they were gigantic, especially the originals. And man, that was Jesus. That was all it took.
That's all it took, man. Hard drive in the system.
So what did you walk out
in the back?
What
Halo
game-wise? What Halo? Nothing else? Of course, a Halo. But
I had Halo, and what was the? Oh God, what was the other game? I can remember it was a ghost type game. You took photos of the ghost.
Oh, Fatal Frame? Was it Fatal
That's
Frame?
it. Fatal Frame.
Fatal Frame. Hold on one second. I gotta get these super chats that we missed. Smitty Smith filed super chat with all those animals on Destiny on PC. That's their version of Animal Crossing. Man, you petty. Shout out to Brat with the $5 super chat. He goes to the Lords in New York. Be safe. Stay away from the Wuhan. PC for master race for life. Wilmy's PC is self-aware. Big shout out to Wilmy. And then we got Squirrely Dead. That's my brother from Yellowknife. Canada $5 super chat. Can I just say to Wilmy, stop pulling my gaming history out of my head, brother. So you guys are sharing a lot of stories. So you got that big Xbox, you got those games, you did the research. So were you enjoying the OG Xbox, the big Duke controller?
Oh yeah, I didn't like the controller that much. I really wasn't a fan because, well, I'll tell you, I've got this condition. It's called trigger thumb or trigger finger. It was from being in the military.
Yeah,
my tendons are a little, thicker than normal, so that big giant controller, man, was kind of hard. And I was so happy to see the 360.
Woo!
And the smaller controllers.
Yes.
But I mean, I don't remember how many games on the OG Xbox. I kept it forever.
Did you do custom soundtracks? Did you change any music? Did you add save music to the hard drive?
I didn't get into doing all that.
Oh, okay. That was a cool feature they had. A lot of people didn't know about it.
It was, but I just never really got into doing it. Then I got into 360 and of course, PlayStation 2 and all those. The 360, I actually got lucky and got into the beta test when live became a thing.
Wow.
And man, that was just the end of it at that point.
That was it, baby.
Xbox Live. I mean, I've been on Xbox Live, I think 16, 17 years now.
Hold on. Let me try to pull up my stats. Make sure you ain't past me. Let me see. I got that number. I got to look at your Xbox Live profile, see what your number is. That's going to show me. That's going to show where you at with it. That's what's up.
That's not true. Because sometimes you can be messed up by Microsoft. Shout out to Microsoft for messing up my stuff. Yeah, but I was there from day one. But that won't say that on my joint because Microsoft messed up my stuff. But let's keep it rolling. Microsoft messed up my stuff.
No, I actually kind of have to agree with King too because my first account was sort of lost because my original gamer tag was named Stricken.
See,
and it got wiped. I have no idea whatever happened to it. It just went away.
Oh damn. Okay, so,
Yeah.
so we got a little more extra years on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
He sounds like he was there from day one, and it should be reflected. We should have that redacted. Microsoft that should definitely come back into
A lot of salt on these accounts. I see.
He touched a nerve right there. I do believe so.
No doubt. Yo, this is tremendous. And so you still stuck with the Xbox, whatever. Now, just want to get. Now, did you mess with PS3 at all? Did you kind of get it? Or also, I didn't hear any Nintendo systems past Super NES. Were there any?
Don't get me wrong. I had the Nintendo because I had kids. So my son had the GameCube and all those, and plus I've got 3 kids and they're all grown now. But all 3 of my kids grew up gaming. Dad was a gamer. They were gamers.
That's nice.
Good daddy.
Simple fact. I've got a lot of friends, that their kids didn't game, and they'd call up and go, "Hey, do you know where Bobby is?" I called Bobby. He was hanging out at the beach. He was drunk. He's only 14. Not my problem. Go get your kid. I knew where my kids were. When they were home playing games. Facts. I knew where all 3 of them were.
Facts. That was the sell I made. Go ahead.
So my girls, they all had their little DSs. My son had the GameCube and the DS. And plus they had, Jesus Christ, my son's worse than me. But my son's actually in the industry.
So, wow. Salute.
So a lot of the Nintendo stuff he had. So we'd always play on his. But man, it's just been after, I got on the 360 and on PlayStation 3. On PlayStation 3, I played MAG religiously.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
If you remember MAG.
Yes.
Massive action game.
Massive action game.
And, MAG was amazing for what it was, even though you always had that one guy that tried to take charge of all 100 other players.
No doubt.
Dude was 12 years old and had never been off his couch, but he was trying to tell everybody, how to be tactical.
Yeah, that's Attic. That's Attic.
I need 2 of you in the bushes, and then I need the other 3 of y'all to make sure you get across that water.
You want to lead the whole situation. Yep, that's Attic.
And nobody would ever listen to him, so he'd start screaming and yelling into the mic. But then a funny thing actually happened to me though on the 360. There's this little game came out called Gears of War.
Oh,
and it sounds. I was always really good at the shooters, and I'm here to tell you, man, that whole bullshit. You hear people go
Sunday.
Oh, sorry. You hear people say, well, I can shoot on Call of Duty. I'd be great in the military. It's not really how that works. Just because you can shoot people in Call of Duty doesn't mean you can, do it in a real life setting, or vice versa. The only difference is if you're in the military, maybe your hand-eye coordination is a little bit better.
Yes.
But I started playing Gears of War, and oh my God, I was terrible at it. And I was terrible. And I kept playing and got better at it. And I eventually wound up playing professionally for a year.
Wow.
I got to meet Cliffy.
I
know everybody gives Cliffy a hard time, but the dude's really not what you see on social media, I promise. He actually has a beach house like 6 miles from my house where I'm talking to you now. And Epic is in Raleigh, which is only 60 miles away. So it was actually sort of funny because I was the oldest dude playing in the Gears of War tournament, and I won. And this guy comes in, he was, I don't know how to describe him. He was like this little skater type guy. And he got mad because when the last match, when I won, I pistol whipped him into submission.
Damn, Wilmy.
So this dude
stole on him.
He gets mad. He storms out of the building and almost breaks the door. But yeah, man. That was just a game changer for me because after that, I started playing more and more. And now when I get free time, now that my kids are grown, and don't live at home anymore, I get a little more free time. So I dive into a lot of this stuff, man. And I won't even talk about the PC stuff.
Yes. Wilmy has everything. You have everything, sir. I know.
between me and my son, I have like 800 games on Steam.
Jesus.
And
this is a game.
I've got 500 on my Xbox, like 350 on my PlayStation Pro. So yeah, I play a little bit of everything, but my PC, I mainly use it for games I just can't play on one of my consoles.
Right.
That's what's up. That's what's
Because
up,
you know, I'm into the survival horror type games and stuff like that. And there's a few on console, but I prefer them on the PC.
Do you
So
dabble in
just real
VR?
quick.
Oh, I've got VR. I've got 3 of them.
Ooh, this man got everything. This is some real gamer talk.
So which one do you like the most? You like the Vive the most because of the fidelity and level of control they give you with the new controllers, or what are you looking at? Like the Oculus, like Sovereign? Do you have that, or you?
I've got the Oculus S, and I use it the most. There's 2 wires that plug into my Origin PC, and I've got the Quest as well, which is wireless.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
But I like the S because it is using my PC for the power.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And the cord that comes with this thing's like 12 feet long. So I mean, it's not really an issue. You don't have to have little cameras and.
Does it have a screen door?
No.
Okay, so yeah, because all right, let me explain what a screen door is. That's so it's a camera on the outside, so he doesn't bump into stuff.
Oh yeah, you mean the pass through? Yeah, it does have that.
Okay, yeah. So that's that. I think that's very important. I thought that was a huge innovation when it came to VR. So you don't knock over the stuff that you have in your house and stuff.
Oh yeah, if you got this thing hooked up to your PC and you paid a lot for your PC, the last thing you want to do is trample your PC.
Trample. Hold on one second. I got Squirrely there to super chat. We missed it. He said Xbox services maxed up my joint as well. Hate that as far as I guess his account and all that. So yeah, man, I hear you, man. Listen, you had a lot of gaming, man. Like pretty much everything. So clearly, I would assume, Lord Wilmy, the console war stuff, you get quite a lot. It's very humorous to you, just because for you, you're like, bro, I got everything. What y'all complaining about?
I'm gonna sound like king on this statement. Why am I going to worry about something that doesn't make me money? You know, I don't work for Microsoft or PlayStation. Do I favor my Xbox? Yes.
Fair enough.
Do I still play all the PlayStation titles? And I have 6 Xbox X's. I have 4 PlayStation Pros in my house. My wife's a gamer too.
Awesome.
Shout out to the family.
If you guys remember back in the 360 days, the gamer chicks that used to be on the 360.
Yes.
My wife was one of those.
Oh wow.
One of the original gamer chicks.
Wow.
That's fine. So I mean, do I favor my Xbox? I know that's a thing on Twitter lately. Well, everybody's got a favorite.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I don't know what the issue is. I have a lot of favorites in different things. But yes, I do prefer my Xbox because why? It syncs with my PC.
God, there you
because
go. Who did that for you though? But who did that for you?
I mean, you know what?
Bill Dominus.
That's
well, man, we'll be using the quotes. Let's go. Throw it up, Attic.
Yeah, throw it up. Who did that for you? Let's go to who did that for you up there.
A lot of people resisted games coming to PC, Wilmy. So I'm glad that you said that because we need to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't always want to play on my PC.
Thank you.
And don't get me wrong, I've seen this a lot on Twitter too. Oh, it's going to destroy your PC. I'm here to tell you that Xbox, don't get me wrong, I'm buying it the day it comes out. It is not going to touch my Origin.
I feel
that thing's not even going to come close. But now it does kind of trample on the Alienware.
Yeah.
You know, because it's an older Aurora, but it's not going to touch my Origin.
No doubt.
What are you talking about in that Origin? Let's talk specs.
Oh, he want to hit it. He want to get behind the hood.
Want to hit it.
If I got into it with you on this for the rest of the podcast. I mean, I had this thing built.
We have multiple 2080 Ti's. Is that what we're saying?
What we doing? We pocket watching. We want to know how much you spent.
I will send you all the specifications.
Oh, okay. So Wilmy, you know when you go into the customization menu, there's extra stuff that you can't even put in the menu. That's what Wilmy did.
And see, the bad part, like I said earlier, my son works in the industry, so he sat down with me and he's like, "Okay, Dad, this is everything you want in this PC. If you want to keep it current and you want this," and I'm like,
"Nah,
sweet." And by the time he got up to the price, I was like, "That's more than I paid for your car."
Yo!
He's like, "But you want it, right?" I'm like, "Sure." So
put up the millions, Addict. Put up the millions for Wilmy's PC and his son for building out the most powerful 2 generations ahead PC out in the
Pretty
game.
much. I mean, this thing, it's guaranteed not to get corona or anthrax, you know. And like somebody said in chat earlier, it's self-aware. It actually speaks to me at times.
You got Skynet in the crib?
I'm not messing with him.
Skynet will start in my house, I promise.
Oh my god, yo, salute them. Yo, they got the millions in the chat. It's really lit. Yo, loving the game is to me. So I gotta move on real quick, man. I gotta ask about, you know what I'm saying, just your journey as a content creator. Because obviously you told us a story, which is truly humbling, like that you heard us when we were one of the first podcasts you heard. So then like you channel that and transition from that. Like, how did you now say, you know what? I want to kind of start a YouTube channel. I want to do the Fork Nation game behind the box. Like, how did that whole process start?
It's actually kind of funny. It all falls back, you know, to that gaming group on Facebook. Because you know, everybody here on the podcast knows, you know, when we were younger, man, gamers, you were bottom tier. I mean,
oh, it wasn't cool. It wasn't cool. Facts.
Oh, it wasn't cool at all. We were, like I've said before, you know, we were just one step above, you know, the guys that play Dungeons and Dragons in the library. And you know,
go ahead, continue.
doing the Facebook group, you know, a lot of us were sitting there talking. A lot of the admins were like, you know, it'd be great to do a podcast. And I was like, yeah, but you know, with the state of, did you ever watch the show The Guild?
I have never.
No.
I've never watched it.
The Guild. I can't think of her name right now. I loved watching that show. They used to play it. You can get it for free on the Xbox 360. And it was so funny because everything that they went through as gamers, you could actually see it in the community. And if nobody really knew, that was one of the reasons they canceled the show, because the gaming community just became so toxic.
Yeah.
That was one of the reasons they stopped doing it. So we had decided that we were going to do a podcast. I had no clue how to do it. None. I knew you needed YouTube.
Yes.
I had that part down.
Okay.
But the funny thing was, I had no idea how to set it up. So I'm sitting here, I'm researching everything. I'm like, okay, I need this, this, and this. Download that, download this. And I wanted to do something different because I'd use YouTube for my business. When YouTube first started coming around and you actually had on mobile phones, it helped me grow my business.
Right.
Because I was making YouTube videos for my company.
Oh, that's what's up. Wow.
They were getting a lot of hits, and it actually increased my business quite a bit. And then, you know, a few years ago when they decided to copyright everything, it kind of went downhill.
Yeah.
But so I was like, you know, we can do this because gaming is, like I said, it's always been something special to me. It's always been a way to get away and a way to have fun.
Life. Absolutely. It's life.
I've got friends that I've been playing with for 17 years. I still haven't to meet face to face.
Wow.
Yeah.
But decided to put it all together, and I had left this Xbox group because I got really tired. You know, it was all supposed to be just about Xbox, and I'm sitting back going, come on, dude, let's talk about something else. It's not just always about Xbox.
Right.
So a lot of us left the group. We started a different group, and I called it Gaming Beyond the Box on Facebook.
Okay, the origins. Let's go.
Yep. So we decided to do the podcast. And I decided to set it all up, and I did it with my admins at first. Man, that was terrible.
little rough start, little shaky.
I mean,
little shaky.
It was terrible. And I knew what I wanted to do. I knew how I wanted to do it. I knew what I wanted the show to be like. These guys just weren't getting that vibe.
Gotcha.
They wanted to complain about DLC. And I'm like, that's great, dude. But, you know, everybody's over the DLC, you know, argument like 2 years ago. And just, it was actually pretty bad. I mean, I had guys that didn't want to show up to do the podcast.
Oh, wow. Spooky, bro. This is spooky.
Oh, yeah. And they all wanted to do it, you know, until I put all this time and effort into it and got it all set up. And one of the first people actually I contacted was our good friend Jay. Graphic God.
Graphic God.
Hey, Graphic, you know, I need tell me how to make, this layout, for the channel and all this and that. And Jay's like, no problem, man. I got you.
Good dude.
Come to me, we'll talk about what we want, what you want and all this. So as luck would have it, I met a guy on Twitter named Evil Ghost.
Evil Ghost, yes.
And so he and I were talking one afternoon and found out he's in Myrtle Beach.
Okay.
Which isn't but 60 miles from me.
Local NC, let's go.
And so he and I started talking about, maybe you should come on my podcast one afternoon.
Okay.
And so he did. And he's like, well, I've got a couple other people who want to come on too if you're interested. Sure, because the guys I had on here at first really wasn't
it wasn't popping.
Oh, they wouldn't even talk, dude.
Oh no.
And I'm like, what is a podcast? You're just sit there all day, we're just gonna listen to you open soda cans, nobody wants to hear that. And
facts.
So that's when I hooked up with Fork Boy and HR Bomber. That's when we all got together and we sit down, we discussed how we wanted to do it, what we wanted the show to be like, and all that stuff. And then we just started kind of putting it together. It's still a work. I mean, it's always,
it's always a work in progress, brother.
Always. Oh, yeah.
Always.
But we didn't want, I kind of modeled my show after one, you guys, and a little bit of RDX.
Yes, I did Daily Gaming. Sounds of the boys.
Because Dealer actually helped me out with some things too. We talked quite a bit.
That's what's up.
And that's kind of how I modeled our show, except I wanted ours to be not as serious, kind of like you guys on that end.
Okay. So you want to have balance. You want to have the fun, but also, you know what I'm saying, a little the tech and the little aspects of that as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, you want to talk about the consoles and the games, but I mean, you really want to entertain people.
Absolutely.
I mean, I look at it this way: you can hear the same news from just about anybody. Right. You have to make it entertaining, keep them coming back.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Bro.
Like nobody keeps. If you're just going to sit and straight read off a paper or off these sites, what's the point? They can just go over to Digital Foundry and read it themselves.
Shout out to Graphic God. He said, like Retro Renegades too, huh, Wilmy? Plug it. Shout out to Graphic God. You got the heart up, smiling. That's what's up, man. Continue.
And, we just wanted to make it fun, and we just want to make it, funny to the people coming in. And
which it is.
We do a lot of giveaways.
Which you do.
I think I gave away 6 copies of DoomEternal.
Wow.
Last year alone, there was 47 Xboxes, 32 PlayStation 4s.
Damn.
Woo! But see, and some certain YouTubers said I was doing it to make friends. No.
That was the word on the street. You ain't had no friends, Willie. You was buying the friend. That's the word.
There are better ways.
All you gotta do go to the bar and buy the bar out. You got a bunch of friends right there.
There are better ways of making friends. You know what I'm saying?
There's cheaper ways to making friends.
Because of a hard step. Chris, you used to have an Xbox.
Yo, he said, when are these giveaways going on? Yo, people in the chat say they need to know, Wilmy. They want to know when Gaming Beyond the Box giveaways is going down.
But the funny thing is, I did it before the podcast was even a thing.
Wow.
I've been watching the gaming community for years on Twitter. But I would see people online saying, "Oh man, my Xbox broke, my PlayStation broke, I can't afford to get a new one."
Facts.
I would message them and say, "Look, this is not trying to be weird. If you want to send me your PayPal link, I'll shoot you the money. No strings attached."
Salute. I gotta slow you down 1 second, Wilmy, because I'm not gonna gloss over that. At the end of the day, like again, coming across your content, obviously we have a lot of mutual friends, so that's how we were able to link up and stuff. But I do want to say, from what I've seen, you're one of the few just generally charitable members of the community. You've done so much for so many. I hear Wilmyhood stories about like almost like that dude, my tire blew out the side of the road and Wilmy came. You know what I'm saying? Like you're that guy in the community, and I really don't want to not understate that, because it's really special thing that you do. And again, like I said, I hear the stories. I just want to not gloss over that, and also ask you, like, what inspires you to be like, look, you know, I want to help my fellow gamers in need. I mean, we just came off that amazing charity stream for Dizzy, you know, and everything. I mean, you were one of the first people to reach out to me and say, hey, Cog, what are we doing for Dizzy, you know, for a situation with cancer and things like that. So just tell me, like, what inspires you to really spearhead these charitable movements for your gaming community?
Oh, man, you're going to make me dig deep.
Let's go, bro. This what we in. We in the realm. Let's do it.
Well, you know, I was able, you know, to afford these consoles and stuff as a kid, even though I was an orphan. I mean, for the better part, you might as well say, I mean, my dad was a Vietnam vet. He was a drunk. He was into drugs. He was just a terrible parent. And I pretty much took care of myself.
Wow.
A lot of times I did, you know, I wish I would have had anything to eat. Have you ever ate bread and Worcestershire sauce?
Wow.
You know, but you know, and I knew deep down he didn't mean to be the way he was, but he just really couldn't help it. At least that's what I told myself. It made me feel bad. Life perked up when I moved in with his sister, which is my aunt and her husband. It picked up some,
right?
But they still weren't the nicest of people. But I mean, I got to know what I went through as a kid, you know, and the things I wanted. I mean, man, I would, you know, there was no GoFundMe back in the 80s.
Facts.
You went down the street with a lawnmower, you know, and a little wheelbarrow. You just cut people's grass or did whatever to make money to buy whatever you wanted. So I've been in a lot of spots where some of these people have been.
I feel you.
When I started my business years ago, you know, I sit and watched, you know, man, we didn't have anything, as you know, we were putting out everything for our company to make sure our company survived because I had a dream and I had to do what it took to make it happen. And so we did a lot of times, you know, we went without, but I'm in a better spot because everything I've worked for came through because I just never stopped.
Self-made, self-pay. Let's talk about
it. 7 days a week, 28 hours a day. You know, but
let's go.
And now that my kids are grown, they don't live at home. I've already got them through college, all that good stuff. You know, my home's paid for, everything's paid for. I look at people, man, and I put myself in their position. I'm like, you know, I see a lot of people, you know, on social media the same like we were. So I just try to help people out,
bro.
And some people do try to take advantage. I have had people, you know,
schemes.
when I was joking around earlier, you know, about the boob implants, you know, that actually came to me in a DM.
Stop playing with. We got gamers out here trying to.
Well, you know, I mean, not for nothing, his wife could have been very, very back-chested. You know,
listen, man.
He could have had that tear in his eye, like, please, kind sir.
You mean the guy that's begging, wife?
and the guy was basically like, you know, well, you know, me and my wife aren't getting along. You know, we got 2 small children. Blah blah blah. I think this really help our marriage. And I'm like, call Dr. Phil, homie.
Yeah, you know? He said the implants will help the marriage, homie.
Our marriage.
Yo, I mean, what? Come on, man. That would help, though. It would help. It makes it visually pleasing.
Stop it. Help. Stop encouraging these people to hit up Wilmy for these foolishness.
Listen, I don't know. I ain't encouraged that. I just told you it just make the situation look a little bit brighter.
Oh my God!
I just did not tell you to call Wilmyhood to help your situation get a little bit more rosier.
Oh man, we got to. This is too much, brother. Oh man,
I mean that's where a lot of it came from, man. Because I've been there myself, you know, so I've just tried to help people out. And like it does, you know, sometimes you do get some crazy people, you know, that come up and ask you for things. Like there was one dude, and I'll admit it because I talked about it before. I actually paid a dude's mortgage. But then about 3 weeks went by. I sent him the money for his mortgage payment, and he was like, "Well, I really need to get a car."
Yo,
wow.
I'm like, "Well, dude, you really need to get a job." You know, you're having issues. You really need help at this point.
Wow.
That's crazy, man. That is crazy.
But,
Things people would do, they try to take advantage of people with a good heart.
I'm from New York, so New York, we and not that's not all New Yorkers, but most New Yorkers are a little bit more, shout out to Bloomberg for making his kids work for money that he had billions of, but I can see how people can try to take advantage of your kind heart, and I don't think that that stuff is right. But you have done a hell of a lot. I've actually seen it. I've heard about it, and like Cog said, you the guy on the side of the road. You got flat tire. Hey, don't worry, brother. Here you go. You're good, and I'll help you. I believe that is, and not that you're doing it for anything other than self gratification, because inside yourself you feel good. And you're doing it for yourself, and the giving is what makes you happy. You're not looking for nothing in return. It's for yourself, and I believe that's the best part right there. Other than other people that's looking for stuff in return.
Facts, bro. Yo, we got super chat real quick. Squirrely Dan 82 again. Canada follow super chat. Damn, Wilmy, your stories bringing back childhood memories. Puff, wheat, and water, bro. Struggle is real. Respect, Dizzy, Daddy has. Hats off to Wilmyhood. Thank you for everything, bro. It's so many people, man. Like I said, your influence, who you've touched in this short period of time of me actually interacting with what I've seen has truly been remarkable. And again, I don't want to, like I said, understate all the things you did, man. It is amazing, and I love how you tied it into the fact that from where you came from, you're empathetic, you understand what it is to come from nothing, build yourself up. And a lot, because that's the thing, a lot of people who are in your position or well off, once they get there, they forget what that struggle was. And they don't look back. And the cool thing that you do, and again, that's why I had to celebrate you here in the realm, is that you're always thinking about others ahead of yourself. We're just gonna have to get some protection for you with these dudes with the mortgage, though. We can't be having that mortgage right. These mortgage dudes out here talking about, yo, my car payment. You know what I'm saying? We gotta protect Wilmy now.
Comes in handy.
Exactly. Oh, we got, gotta keep it easy with that part. But look, man, tremendous history. Look, I could talk to you for hours, bro. We got a lot of show left, but I have to ask the questions that we ask the guest here in the round.
Here we go.
Got to ask these, man. So I need
12 and a half.
Besides those
questions. 12 and a half.
Now I gotta ask the questions that we ask. So again, all those systems, Wilmy. But I need that top 5 video games of franchises of all time for Wilmyhood.
Okay. Xbox, Fear. I'd really love to see the Fear series come back. I would love to see it. And of course, Doom. I play every Doom. I own every Doom. I would have to say, other than that one, Assassin's Creed Odyssey kind of brought me back into Assassin's Creed. Because I've probably dumped 150 hours into Odyssey.
Okay. That's 3. That's 3. 2 more. Any generation, could be
Condemned.
Condemned from Sega. I remember that game.
Yeah,
that game was crazy.
That game. That was a really good game for a launch
really
title.
That was a really good
game.
Melee
That's
system.
probably my favorite launch title.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
that was amazing.
Then I would probably have to say Days Gone.
Wow.
Okay.
First time Days Gone has made
you just turned Christopher Hart world up.
Yeah, Christopher Hart, he about to pop bottles right now.
He just did a backflip, bust his head open.
That's the first and last time we'll ever hear that.
Oh my God! Yo, break it down. Break Days Gone down with me.
Yes.
Break Days Gone. Yeah, look at it with the yeses. Yeah, break it down.
The thing about Days Gone, it was all about the story, and man, I kept playing that game. Like, does he find her? Yes or no? And you just had to keep playing it to find out. And then when you find her, and I'm trying not to say, but I mean, come on, by now everybody.
I didn't play. I want to buy the game, but I thought they was gonna get it on Game Pass. Sorry.
Oh my! Stop it, dude! Stop it!
You play it on PC, but then when you do find her, you're like, okay, now what? And the story kept going. And I just had to keep playing it, man. I got wrapped up in the world and everything with the game. I know it had some issues, but they did patch a lot of them.
Okay.
And the story really got me into the game.
So the stories where it really resonated with you, like, okay, that's a first. I gotta shout you out on that, man. Days Gone made a top 5. Salute on that. Now I gotta ask the new question. Shout out to my boy Lord Boomstick XL. He actually debuted it for us. Want to add this? You'll be the first. What is now? Now, what you think about it? Out of all the consoles, out of all the systems, what is your favorite console of all time?
Oh, yeah, it's gotta be a console.
Yes, one console.
I'd say the 360.
So look, why?
We had so many games with 360.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you did have a whole Red Ring of Death thing going on with it. I donated a couple myself.
Okay.
But other than that, I mean, there's just so many different games for the Xbox 360, man. You couldn't go wrong. I mean, there were tons and tons of games for it.
Facts.
And plus online, I love the dash. Remember the blades?
Oh, remember the dash with the blades? Yes. Yeah. It was like they had the perfect thing. That's why I was so upset with the Xbox One, because it was like they had the perfect system. It was like it wasn't broke. Why are you trying to fix it? Like it was.
You know why they tried to? Because I had to, because they went from one chipset to the next. So.
Yeah, but the dog, man, I don't know what the TVT. We ain't gonna get into that. We're gonna leave that alone. But salute to the 360 being mentioned, the debut of the favorite console of all time, Wilmyhood, with the tremendous gaming history. We got a lot of show, so we gonna get it moving. You know what I'm saying? But last week's poll results are in. The people have spoken to the question. With the mostly positive reception of Ori and the Will of the Wisps, how do you think Microsoft should handle their continued relationship with Moon Studios and the Ori franchise? The winner of a fairly runaway 3-way ILP poll at 66% was sign Moon Studios immediately. Lock Ori in. Coming in at second place with, just 20% of the vote was maintain the current relationship, let Moon Studios decide the fate of Ori. And in last place at 12%, I don't care. They just need to fix them damn bugs in the game. To all the lords who participated. Lord Sovereign, what do you think, sir?
They should have done it after Ori in the Blind Forest. Like, listen, man, that Ori in the Blind Forest, to me, forget about Will of the Wisp. I haven't even touched Will of the Wisp yet. It's one of the best when it comes to Metroidvanias. I love this.
That's the reason you missed last week, wasn't it? Because you don't want to talk about Will of the Wisp. You're like, I ain't played that game.
I don't want to see that. I don't want to even talk about it yet. But I'm a Metroidvania head, and what they managed to do with the first one, kind of besides the look of the game, the gameplay of it, how difficult it was, that came out of left field. People were like taken back by how challenging the game was. It's kind of perfect. There's some difficult parts of it that are a little unfair, but to me, honestly, they need to design them after that. So for me, if you're looking for a studio that can really, really be up there with the Nintendos when it comes to like a Mario type game, with a 2D, I would love to see what they could do with something in the 3D space. They need to shine them right now.
Fair enough, man. It's interesting to see. I wonder if Moon wants that relationship, how it is or whatever. But great.
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
It could be Moon. That's what I'm thinking. But look, man, we got a lot of topics. We got a lot of show.
Real quick before we move on to the actual topics, did anybody else play the Res Evil demo?
I did.
Yes,
I did.
What did y'all think?
I liked it.
I loved it.
To be honest with you, I liked it, but like I felt like a lot of that oh my god was left in the second one.
What's left in the second one? It's like
it doesn't take away from how good it is. It's just like it's fun, but like that surprise factor's over.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I felt the same. Like the oh my god factor is beautiful, and the fact that you're taking Res Evil 3, which was it was fine and it was different, but it wasn't, not a lot of people played it. The people kind of tired of the Res Evil formula at that time. So the fact that bringing it to an audience that wants more of that is fantastic. But that wow factor of like, wow, look what they did with this game. Yeah. It's not there anymore.
It looked better than 2 though. I could tell you that.
It does. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Again, salute. Again, Wilmy, you did pick it up, right? Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. You're the Lord of Horror, so I had to ask you, the Lord of Horror.
Oh man, all about it.
I'll probably wait for a sale on that game, to be honest with you.
Oh,
yeah.
I did that on Resident Evil too. So I can feel you, Addict.
You know what's crazy?
feel
There's
it.
so many games like that, with everything going on in the world. Like we playing games like Resident Evil, State of Decay.
State of Decay, yeah. Yo, shout out to my boy.
The Division.
Shout out. I want to shout out to my boy Daniel May, Gondor's Condo, The Division, right? State of Decay, all these things. He has a great article up right now on LordsGaming.net. I got to plug my boy. And he was like, why, I believe the title is something to the effect of why depressing games are important right now. And it's amazing. Please check it out. It's on that front page, LordsGaming.net. Tremendous article of how to deal, how to cope and stuff like that. But we got a lot of show going on, so we're going to get it popping. Lord King is going to set it off first. As soon as this news was revealed about the Xbox Series X, he hit us up in the DM and said, that is my topic. Boot on the neck type talk. So we gonna get to it, man. King, a lot of stuff. You want me to frame it? You want me to
frame it up.
Yeah, man. So look, a lot of stuff that went down this week, man. Obviously, surprise bombshells from Microsoft. Xbox Series X full tech spec revealed, numbers, performance, and not only that, not only did we get the full stat sheet behind the hood, people taking it apart. Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer, as King promptly calls him. He got that box over to Austin Evans, one of the top tech guys in YouTube, and of course the legends of tech, Digital Foundry. Salute to John Linneman, my boy. It was good to see you on the screen. He's been here on the realm before. We'll try to have him back. And of course, the legend of talking tech with the tremendous posh accent, Richard Ledbetter. He was out there talking those numbers, man. So we got a lot to see behind the hood. So King, I'm gonna give it to you. A lot of bombs have dropped. This was completely unexpected. All we thought we were getting was some GDC stuff this week. But again, we got some bombs. So let's talk about it, King.
Well, I told you guys how I feel about what the film movement. Let's just call it what it is. Because I said on Boom, I said, one time something can happen, 2 times is a coincidence, 3 times is a pattern, and 4 times is a trend. Well, full is trending right now, and the things that he's doing is what you asked for. A lot of people, a lot of these fake Sony fans out here, they tell you stuff like, I just want Microsoft to do better. I just want Microsoft. You need to demand more. Well, we did. We demanded more. And guess who heard us? The boss. The boss heard us. The boss is actually listening right now. He's probably listening right now. And he's like, yeah, I heard you. I'm sick and tired of these dudes talking about power. So boom, bust you in the mouth. And then y'all thought it. Keep that same energy, King. Because we're coming tomorrow. And you came up short, limping to the finish.
We will get to that part.
Limping to the finish. So when somebody's supremely confident in their tech and their situation, and they ducks is on a row, they call people over. Yo, you the best in the field, right? Come over here and check this stuff out. See, now, Phil did it before. So if he does the same trick again, it's not a good trick, right? So what he did with this trick right here is he let it spread out on the table and said, yo, y'all put it together. Like little Legos. They took a Series X like Legos and put it together in the box. Facts. And now, get this, right? So to do the same trick, it's not impressive. So you get the trick with Digital Foundry. But Austin Evans, though. see, this is where it's a little bit different. This is where the sleight of hand comes out. He slid in, pause. Austin Evans. You didn't see that coming, did you? You thought it was just going to be Digital Foundry because we got Digital Foundry in pocket. They're going to do whatever he says. But it's Austin, though. Shout out to Austin for getting there and putting his spin on it like only he can. Shout out to the 1.5 million views at the time that I saw the video. Because people say nobody's interested in Microsoft. He in his bag right now. Shout out to Austin for digging deeper. See, now I'm definitely paused. I'm definitely gonna tell you. Digital Foundry did their numbers. Digital Foundry did their thing. Digital Foundry had enough content they was able to do 3 videos. So listen, this was done weeks before.
Mm.
You saw silicon, you saw tech,
Mm-hmm.
you saw demos,
Mm.
you saw games, you saw ray tracing in real life games.
Mm. Are you
Not no
saying
virtual
tangible?
screen, no magician tricks. This was actual stuff happening in front of your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So my question to the world is right now, what more does this man have to do to you to make you understand he's dead serious about this?
Shout out to Crudy Vetback. He said Austin Devins don't cap for Xbox or PlayStation. He of Master Race, so he knows Series X more power. Let's get into it, man. When he stepped out for a second, we'll get back to him. I want to get actually it's a soft bits last week, so we didn't get a chance. So start with soft first. So soft, man. Obviously, we got the breakdown, a lot of tech information. What impressed you about this, about any of the tech specifically, and about the presentation itself?
Well, I think the presentation, let's go there first, right?
Yeah, let's do it.
I have vastly different things to say about the presentation on the PlayStation side, and why I think that part of the PlayStation presentation failed is that they made it consumer facing, right? Even though it was still based off of what they were going to talk about at GDC, they realized that they didn't say, hey, we're sending this particular presentation to devs only, and we're doing something consumer facing.
Let's save the PlayStation talk for the
what I'm saying, I'm comparing it to this.
Okay, fair enough.
It's just that they made it so that the average consumer can glean from it what they need to, and not get too much into the weeds with the numbers and stuff they don't care about. They just need numbers and stuff that they can relate to, right? So to me, it was very important that they were able to put out that technical information for people who wanted it, and then kind of dilute it down to the simplest aspects of it, so that somebody who's just looking at general power, like, wow, this is just powerful, right? So I'm glad they did that. In terms of the details, the fact that they confirmed that 12, right? Even though, because people talk about how teraflops, it's just a form of measurement, and it is, right? But 12 teraflops of GPU power in RDNA2 is vastly superior to what we've had in the past. So that in and of itself is exciting.
Facts.
In a box that we expect to be $500 to $600.
Yes.
Right. And you can still talk about PC Master Race, and absolutely, right. But remember, a PC needs to brute force everything. Every aspect, every piece of a PC brute forces the thing that it's supposed to do. That's what I love about consoles. And a console is an eloquently built system that kind of condenses all of that stuff in a way to work with one another in a way that
the sole purpose of
exactly. So for me, that the fact that they were able to literally, like King said, put it together like Legos, and it just seemed like such a simplistic process that for me, they married simplicity and simplicity in overall development for making it easier for developers while pushing power in a way that we haven't seen on the console side before. So that really impressed me about the entire presentation, and finally getting the specs.
Real quick, we got 2 super chats we missed. I gotta ask you a question right after that. So we got Smitty Smith, $5 super chat. PlayStation fanboy, but the Pro gonna be a beast. Xbox, forget your Pro. We're here to talk about your cons. The Book of X. Smitty Smith again, $5 super chat. It's gonna be 13. Xbox, stop right there. The Book of X. Yo, Smitty Smith is in his bag right now. Salute to Smitty Smith for being petty. I gotta bring it back to yourself though. I want to ask, like, as far as the rollout, because again, we didn't know, like, this was like another stealth drop, so to speak, right? So we were just supposed to get was it GameStack Live, right? That was the only thing that was set to go to me. Like, how do you feel they're handling rolling out information? Because just like maybe 2 weeks ago, we were talking about, obviously E3, it's been canceled. The pressure's on them to present correctly in an all digital. Even King brought out, I don't know about the freestyle. Like, how you liking this?
He shut my mouth straight up.
Yeah, he came for you, bro. So, like, how you liking the freestyle ability of them on their feet disseminating the information?
I think it's great. I think, we've criticized them in the past for these weird sort of presentations where everybody seems like fake excited, and just you have to sort of dilute that down to the message. And if the message is clear and if the message is impressive, right?
Yeah.
people are going to listen, and people are not going to care about all the stuff that's going on the side. And I think in the world we're living in right now, where it's imperative that all this information is disseminated digitally, is the only way to do it. I think the way they've been dropping it has been great, as opposed to what places have been doing very, very quiet up until now. Because you keep people excited, and you drop little tidbits, right? You drop little tidbits, little things that hint at how many, how fast the GPU is, little things that hint exactly how fast the CPU is, and little things like that, and then just drop the whole thing and give people the entire breakdown, right? So now we're at the point, we have the specs, we have the look of the machine, we have a real idea of how this is going to function, right? Like King said, we haven't seen any new games yet, but we've seen what it could do with older games and
tangible presentations
that show you, because again, their message is different than PlayStation's in that you're talking about across generations, completely across generations. So for people who are invested in this ecosystem and have, like Wilmy said, and like I am the same way, I have hundreds of games in the Xbox ecosystem. I want to know that this is moving forward in a way that is indicative of what they've been doing so far already. Like if you look at back compat on the one, what they do with back compat is amazing, right? I'm gonna keep it a buck, right? That PS4 back compat, it seems to me, because it was gleaned over, right? But it seems is very much, you can just play your PS4 games on here. You're not getting much of an upgrade. I don't.
That's debatable.
Well, it's debatable, but he didn't talk about it.
No, I'm talking about everything about that whole process is debatable, because we'll get to it later. We'll get to it later.
Yeah, but it's one of those things, like the things they've done with back compat, that's the standard now. I don't want to hear anything less than that. So, to me, the way they've been messaging is great. Keep doing it. The next thing, obviously, is more teasers of games. Right?
Of course.
Let's see the UI. Let's see the interface. Let's see it actually, in a real time situation with a brand new game. See how all stuff functions. And then as we get closer to the E3 time frame, they maybe still do it in the same time frame. Big game drop.
No doubt. Smitty Smith is back, y'all. $5 super chat. Remember when the screen turned black and people thought they was about to show a game and it just said, "Thank you." Don't order something, Addict. I need onto something for Smitty Smith, the new onto something. Can you give it to me, brother? Right now? My man, he onto something, bro.
He lit today.
He lit today.
When I get to that part, boy, I'm gonna light it up.
I'm gonna give you the match, man. We're gonna both put gasoline on this.
The book of X Smitty Smith is in his bag. Where Jonathan B and Boss Moves like Smitty Smith in his bag.
No, Jonathan. Yeah, listen, Jonathan B better show up.
He better show up, because y'all letting Smitty Smith eat out here. He doing it up, man. You know what I'm saying? But look, so I see what you're saying, Saul. I hear that. Is Wilmy back? I know Wilmy had to step away for a second. Well, Wilmy, are you back, sir? He is still in the bushes, so hopefully we'll get him back soon. You know what I'm saying? But let's get Addict, man. So, Addict, I know you're not the biggest fan of tech talk. We know, the realm knows. But just in general, like, how did you feel about, Microsoft's, surprising a stealth surprise of all this information? And then just in general, like, how did you feel about what was discussed?
The funny thing is, I didn't even watch that till literally almost the next day. Remember that? We was playing Destiny. We sit there. I don't even remember what we was doing. We was waiting in those almost no loading screens on PC gaming. But I'm sitting here watching it on the left screen, and I'm playing Destiny on the right. And I'm like, Cognito, they ain't playing. I'm sitting here when he showed the Minecraft and what ray tracing looks on it. I was like, I didn't want to play Minecraft in 5 years, but a Lord might do it. Come on, let's get going. And what I can really appreciate is, I'm not a big fan of Digital Foundry, because I feel like they got no taste. They just sit there and they're just like, with the teraflops of this and the teraflops of that. I got no problem with them.
I get it, but I get it. It's not Addict's bag.
Addict, but young ones, they want to be entertained.
Microsoft didn't just rely on Digital Foundry. They relied on another dude, some Austin dude. What's his name?
Evans.
Austin Evans was the dude to go to know what this thing was gonna do, because he gave it that entertainment. He gave it that I wouldn't even say it was dry humor. It was just, a little bit of extra fun that you could watch. So it wasn't about just the tech. Like, he's sitting there,
Is that the first time watching him?
Yes, that was the very first time watching him.
Okay.
So should we salute when we put up Phil Dominus, Maximus Spencer for making the right move to get addicts demographic to learn about tech? Phil Dominus, who did that for you?
I did that.
You know what I think? I think he heard the Digital Foundry talk before and said, okay, we have to corner the market. And shout out, listen, when I say Phil Dominus, Maximus Spencer, I'm talking about the team, because he's just not a single entity that dominates over the team. Like he told you before, it was was it an intern or a rookie that brought up the suggestion for the reveal on the award show. So a good leader listens to his team. Yeah,
I do want to say something. A little nice thing that Wilmy said earlier.
Y'all out of control. Let me get the super chat. I'll give it back to you. I'll give it right back to you. Smitty Smith, $2 super chat. The Book of X is out here, y'all. Shout out to Face 23. He about to clap back on you for Smitty Smith. $5 super chat. Update from Sony. Almost all 4,000 games will work day one. 100.
I'm gonna blow you out the water.
Will be boosted to take advantage of the PlayStation 5. They clarified it. Get your facts
for
right.
Someone that has always been vividly clear. I do not care about tech. I don't care about tech. Almost every time we do a tech topic, I almost pretty much pass. But
my question to Face is, what does the boost mean?
We'll get to that later.
We're gonna get to that.
That's the only now. We'll get to that.
Let me just answer his 4,000 thing. Because I'm not gonna have you sit here, falsifying facts. They went up to their blog and they reprimanded Mark Cerny basically because Mark told the truth. In that one little spiel that he gave you, he gave you the truth. We have 100 titles that we're looking at.
Let's talk about that when we get to the PlayStation.
We're just gonna get to this part real quick.
Okay.
We have 100 titles that we're looking at, and out of those 100, we're gonna pick your favorites. Now, I don't know where you got 4,000 from, but that's the revision because they didn't like the what Mark told the truth on. So if we're gonna take everything that Mark said in that whole little magic trick, then you're gonna take what Mark said for the gospel. So thank you for the $4.99 and putting out the fake facts when Mark told you the truth.
Smitty Smith is back on face BK Head. $5 super chat. I just don't want the smoke. I want the whole damn forest fire. The Book of X.
You know what, man? I feel like we need an emote with the Book of X at this point now. But
his bag, I can't stop him.
What I want to state that we got a little sidetracked there for a second. Is they made it from someone that didn't care about tech.
Yes.
They made it more adaptable to me. Like when I watched it, they were like, they said, okay, we got this. Remember, I told you guys, I was like, I don't care about the ability to go through multiple games and go back, because I still don't really care about that, but they made it more appealing. They're like, look, we can go from State of Decay to Forza to to Halo, and you could do this pretty easily, pretty efficiently. And I really enjoyed that they gave you a demonstration on everything they said. They didn't just say it. It was like, we can do this and then we can do that. And if you look at this diagram behind me,
right? Benchmarks showing, right? Again, I'm glad you're saying what you're saying, Alec, because again, your generation is who they need to win over, right? Your generation is the people who may not necessarily care about all that tech stuff, but they want to know about it. And for you to say that you really enjoyed the Austin Evans thing really shows how much marketing is kind of in there. And we got to
be real too. Like
I've been on marketing. Yeah,
my generation is the majority of the consumer. Like
facts, it's real. So to hear you say these things is really kind of important. I just want to I'm gonna give it right back to you. I just got to get my brother Gamer Forte $5 super chat. Change in leadership can flip the online mind share of these companies. Wait, I got to repeat that. Tell that to your podcast leader, because I've been saying this to him behind the scenes. Change in leadership can flip the online mind share of these companies. Ever since Phil took over and threw Meyerson in the bushes, Xbox has been amazing. I agree with the first part for sure. I know King is riding for the second part, but I agree. But definitely mind share. Continue Attic, and then we'll get Wilmy in.
You know, the only thing I have to say is
they're beef.
They're doing a really good job at not just throwing out information and just like what I feel like they used to do is they would just throw out information and be like, if some of you understand it, some of you understand it. If some of you don't, some of you don't. But it feels like they're like, look, we got this GDC presentation. We can't just say this information. What we got to do is the week before, let's drop some videos on YouTube with the Digital Fans, with the Austins, and let's present it, because these people actually, they speak to dumb people all the time. So they can easily speak to a crowd that doesn't necessarily understand tech. I'm not no tech idiot, but I do know enough that I can follow certain points.
Right.
But I don't know enough to look at a diagram.
Fair enough.
So, they went to the people that's like, you guys have built a career off of talking to people that don't know anything about this stuff. So we're going to give you the console, and I'm just saying, they literally flew them and gave them the console. They didn't do some behind the curtain thing where they can't see what they're playing. They let them assemble the console. It's not just some myth that they're doing. They have the console.
Here is the box. Their physical reputation of the big points, man. Got to get the super chat. The war rages on between Phase 23 BK and somebody's been. All right, so we got $5 super chat from Phase 23 BK. Cognito. 100 titles boosted means enhanced to take advantage of the PlayStation 5 for better frames and resolution. Then Smitty Smith with $5 with the clapback. Do you know what happens to sheep that just blindly walk around? Xbox, you get lamb chops. Tonight, we feast the Book of X.
we missed Cyrus Burke with the $5 super chat. Sony said they believe their games will be playable on They believe their games will be playable on PS5. Never confirmed launch window, and we have no date on their rollout. It's looking
the same way they was going to change their name.
We'll get to the PlayStation stuff momentarily.
Ready for that?
Oh my God, I'm so ready for that conversation.
So look, we heard the super chats. Lord Wilmy, has he returned? Is he back in the realm?
I'm here.
Okay, my man. So there we go. So all right, now we got this information. What was your feeling coming in this week? Surprise tech info blast from Xbox. What did you feel about the news, and did anything excite you specifically?
Oh, the whole thing excited me, of course, because I'm a gamer. But Phil, they're not letting up, and it's either you dominate the market or you become second. And I think you're going to see this pretty much the whole generation.
Wilmy, I feel like they got like a little booklet, little tablet, and they're just sitting there looking at that, and they got like diagrams how you would see in those choice games where it's like you make this choice, we're doing this, you make this choice, we're doing this, and he's literally got like everything they do. They're like, if they do this, we doing this. If they do this, we doing this. Like,
I'll definitely say this. Like, Phil is always gonna be the one to downplay the who's better than what, the console war stuff, but. It's obvious that narrative bothered Phil. It's obvious that
yes.
He's got a chip on his shoulder. He's got a chip on his shoulder over this stuff. And regardless of how it pans out in the in the industry, how it pans out after everything is all and done, everything is out. His goal was just that. Like when he said we will not be meek, we're going to be bold. He really meant that. Like meant that. People like say, oh, he had to sort of kind of balance this train wreck of a ship that he got handed, right? And people who will say, well, he hasn't done anything, right? Or he's done very
the
little.
narrative.
He had to get to the point where he could push his narrative completely. And this is his box, right? Like, this is 100% his box. He didn't have to sort of make alterations to somebody else's ideas and then run with that. This is his.
Right.
And you see it. Like, he's like, I'm going to make sure that you can't say anything, right? You can say games, whatever. But when it comes to the machine, you can't. There's nothing to say, right? And you can have debates and back and forth, and we'll get into the tech.
We'll get into the tech part.
See, but you can't say anything.
At the end of the day, people can say what they want in this chat. Fanboys can argue as much as they want. At the beginning of the generation, they were getting killed in power, and there's no denying that. For every article, you could say that there wasn't anything. I could bring up 5 saying there was. Right. He knew. It's like, oh my! I cannot believe I'm about to say this. King was right.
He was on to something. Put the line up. Give King that shine. Give him this is his moment. Put the something
this
up.
Dude, the whole generation was like, all right, you got power. We're gonna take that. And then he's like,
all right. You see what I had to do, right? You see what I had to do, right? You had to put that on to something hat on. You see what it is, right?
Because the moment that they put the Xbox One X, how often do you see anything about resolution anymore? You never do. And now they're going in the next generation. It doesn't even matter if they have a lock card because they're going to have the Series X. And what the Series X is going to do is it's going to make sure that they can't talk about power. There's no articles flowing.
Slow-mo on you. He said, how much is this a Phil and how much is it his team? Like Cindy Walker, who suggested the real Xbox Series X at the VGA.
Well, I mean,
that's his team. He literally
who hired them?
I mean,
who did that for you? Who did that? Come on. Like you ain't gonna go out there and take my man's shine.
No one has ever said that Phil Spencer's doing everything. At the end of the day, regardless who does what, regardless who does what, it is still Phil Spencer that is approving the. He literally said in that interview that he had with the radio, Gamer Radio. He literally said when she came in that he didn't like the idea at first, but he still went through it.
PlayStation again.
He didn't like the idea at first, but he went through it because he understood where she was coming from.
Right.
What's that?
He had to side off on it.
What's that though? What's that? I want to hear it, man. What's that? That's a boss. You know what he heard? You heard? He said, "You know what? You wanted something, ma. You wanted something. You know what? Yo, listen, hey, go with what she said." Oh, she's new. She's new. What does she know? She's never been there.
You know who a boss is that doesn't listen to his workers? And
a fired boss.
It's Don Matrick. It's the Don.
The Don and Don in the.
Because you know what?
A boss who doesn't read the tea leaves around him. You get Xbox One in 2013. That's what you get.
Facts. That is tone deaf to the message. But let's get back to Wilmy because he was getting his points off as far as what excited you. You said Microsoft's coming out very dominant. You like the aggression. Any specific features that you saw from the tech reveal that had you excited, sir?
Well, at least it didn't ask me to send him a picture of my ears.
Oh no, Wilmy, not like this, Wilmy.
I'm going to say the fact that I don't even remember what they called it. You can have multiple games in standby mode.
Instant replay.
Yes,
replay.
Yes.
Yep. Because that comes in handy because I'm in the preview or whatever you want to call it now.
Yeah.
I've been in it forever, and there's nothing worse than being in the middle of a game, and you get an update.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you get booted.
Yes. Absolutely,
and it's
brother.
Extra when it boots you from a game. Like it goes to the screen. It's like, look, we know you playing this, but you doing this. You ain't doing that anymore.
Yeah. Well, and the bad part is mine's set up to do it in the background, at other times, but it still does it right when you're on it. Every single time.
When you sign that paperwork, it's like we will interrupt everything, right? That's why I had to get them off my box.
No doubt.
Shout out for Microsoft for making my Call of Duty Xbox useless to me.
No, I feel you with me. That is a fantastic feature, brother. I agree, man. If you finish, I'll jump right in behind you. If you got to
go right ahead.
Yeah, man. Listen, man. I mean, super impressive. I mean, let's just call it what it is. He said from the marketing standpoint, how we had Boom on. Got to salute Boom, man. He's been he's had the faith more than me. You know what I'm saying? I've always been worried about marketing. And again, when you get these stealth drops, it's been consistent. Boom, 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 boom. Tech information blogs, full transparency. You know what I'm saying with the stuff. So shout out to Stitch 66 with the $2 super chat. The box was built to match the upcoming games. No doubt, no doubt. Look, this is things
A lot of it might
Yeah.
have to do with Phil too, because he is more open to suggestions from his team than necessarily maybe other past, leadership.
Right. And that's good leadership. At the end of the day, when you take your ego out of it, and someone makes a good idea, and you say, you know what, let's go with that.
If you think about it, Phil went on a limb for this chick that brought up that ideal, because we're not talking like something like kind of similar to what you do. We're talking about dropping your console reveal at the VGA. And he approved that.
No doubt.
And it was the most exciting part of the entire show.
Let's be real.
Nobody cared about the Fast and Furious game.
We were almost like, yo, like we were still in shock. Remember, we'll be like, when it happened, we were like, did that just happen? Like what happened after the show was almost.
They're going in.
Yeah, they're going in. Oh my God, it was almost an afterthought. Here come Phase 23. He back. $5 super chat. I'm happy the Xbox team is taking risks and being bold. Xbox wants this gen to be already over. Sony is ending the gen show.
You know what? We got to do these extra, man. From now on, every time you two argue, one of us is gonna read it, because Cognito reading it with his same voice both, and we got to make it interesting. So I'm gonna read faces every time, and you read the other one.
No, I got face. Oh, you got another one?
Oh, it's Pixel.
Yeah,
no, I was talking about their argument, not the other.
Okay.
Okay, $5 super chat from Pixel Bit G. Xbox Series X is so slow it can resume 5 games at once. Use machine learning, give you HDR even if you didn't code it, and cook ponies at the same time.
Oh my God. They messy today. They messy in the realm.
How you feel about that, Face? He says he's cooking you at the same time while he's playing State of Decay and looking at Forza.
God. Listen, man. Look, at the end of the day, again, fantastic reveal. I got some key points that stood out for me. One, again, like Saab said, tangible benchmarks, evidence. Shout out to Digital Forgery. They had the Gears 5 4K ultra settings with features not even in PC currently right now.
Oh, hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
We missed the super chat. Did
we did miss
the X initiative? But wait, check out GameStack. Check these side by load times. Hold on. This is how quick resume works. Mind blown. I'm sorry about that, man. Sometimes it gets so crazy that we missed them. Yeah,
sorry about that. But yeah, like I was saying, man, like I said, so I love that they show Gears 5 running on the Series X. Benchmark, 2-week-old builds off, not optimized, right? 4K, full 4K. What is it? Over 100 frames per second. You know what I'm saying? With all type of effects and some slight ray tracing, and super impressive. So that's
how you show a product to people
that's how you start showing it off, right? We know this is tech stuff, but people want to see the implementation. What can it do? And again, it's not even optimized, not even the full features, and nothing of the new features of the iPod. None of that really in it just yet. So it's just kind of a raw build. So that's one. Shout out to what Addict said with Austin Evans. That was huge because again, different perspective. It was cool to see him break stuff down. You know what I'm saying? Do stuff like that. I love the switching, like Wilmy was saying. You know what I'm saying? Now, I will say this, though. I don't know if that applies, because at first when he did it with State of Decay, I'm like, wait a minute. State of Decay is always online. How he able to do that? Because normally, if that's like a game like Destiny or Division, you're going to get booted to orbit if you try to resume leaving right there.
I think that's apparent. People know
that's
if you're playing an online title that you're not going to be able to do it like that.
Facts. I will say this, though. I didn't know State of Decay had a new feature since the Juggernaut update to turn that on live and make it like a single-player type game by taking off the multiplayer. So that's how he's able to do with that. But still, very impressive. Shout out to Lord Brad Sams. He was saying how that resuming stuff that they're doing, King, they're setting that up. So that's also going to be part of xCloud as well. So like, boom, stop where you're going, pick up your save date, right then and there, that quick resume, that right there. I like the SSD stuff, they were talking about how they're implementing that. Also how DX12 Ultimate solved. Did you see about that DX12 Ultimate, bro?
Oh yes, it's funny because we always, every generation we talk about the secret sauce.
Are you ready for that?
This is actually real secret sauce.
Finally, the sauce is real.
Are you ready to talk about that? Because let me tell you something. They talked about DX12 for a minute. We've been clowned. See, a lot of things y'all thought was jokes, like the power of the cloud. How you feel now? like DX12.
Sorry to interrupt you. Tell me how Kid Smooth is going to screenshot our super chat, put it on Twitter. He put the Pixel Bit G. Xbox X is so slow it can resume 5 games at once.
Time to Kid Smooth in his bag, man. Yo, we got who want to get Smitty Smith solved? You want to get Smitty Smith? $5 super chat.
Second, let me go back in. Smitty Smith with a $5 super chat. Salute to all the gamers. Just enjoy the games wherever you play. Gamers gotta stick together because as gamers, we all win. Hashtag respect to all.
Respect.
And you know, we do gotta clarify that. You know, regardless what the PlayStation is, regardless the backwards compatibility or the Xbox, like the Xbox is like what, almost 10 times strong. Like the Series X is almost 10 times stronger than the regular Xbox.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like it's a huge leap. Both of them, even the weaker PlayStation 5. If they're both stronger, way stronger.
Don't give them no praise yet. No, we're gonna bash their teeth in first, and then we're gonna give them praise. You know we gotta knock them down.
I gotta pat them on the shoulder. Then we're gonna knock them down.
Okay? So you one of those dudes? You one of those dudes? Follow me into the bathroom while you touch his shoulder. As soon as he turns his back, you hit him in the back of the head.
Out of control. Anyway,
I'm gonna have to give you a pause right there. I ain't going in the bathroom with any man.
Big time glad, yes.
What we talked about, with the Gears 5 demo, and how they just able to implement ray tracing from the back without having to actually implement it. What DX Ultimate does is incorporate all of that. It incorporates DX ray tracing. It incorporates VRS, the variable rate shading, the mesh shading.
What is DX? What is DX12 Ultimate, Sovereign?
It's basically like an API for buying.
No. Okay, he's not gonna get what I was.
It's
a partnership with Microsoft and AMD, and with NVIDIA in conjunction. So what does that mean? Sovereign?
It means that everybody's in the bag. It means the bag has been dropped off to both GPU creators and everybody.
Who's not in that bag? I just want to know who's sitting at the big boy table and who's looking up from the little boy seat talking about can we get some fun too?
Are you saying
I will say this to this, right? When we in the PlayStation conversation, we'll get to that in a minute. There was no talk of variable rate shading, and there was no deep learning super sampling.
So
no variable rate shading, no mesh shaders.
That everyone's eating in their big boy seat, and Sony's over there in the booster seat, like trying to reach the food.
What I'm trying to say is we back to Thanksgiving again, fellas, and we're back at the big boys table, and it seems like somebody doesn't have a seat. I'm just saying, like so at this table where everybody's into this DX12 Ultimate, where's your man's at?
Where's my man's at?
I'm just trying to figure out. What seat does Sony have at this table where big boys is playing around doing big boy things? And I'm trying to figure out, since they did their little reveal, how come they ain't revealed a DX12 Ultimate? Like
to your defense, King, that is the big question right now, because we know Microsoft has been extremely transparent. You know, with DX12, I know we're gonna get to PlayStation, but I gotta mention this part of PlayStation. Like what King said, there was no mention, like you said, Solve, of any of those DX12 Ultimate features. Apparently, this is gonna be a complete mesh. So for the first time, you know what I'm saying? If your graphics card on PC has those features, you'll have what the Series X is talking about, and vice versa. It's that one-to-one relationship. So those cards will take advantage of these features, and it appears to see that is not a feature that PlayStation 5 has, because they didn't really talk about
that for you.
Oh Lord,
let me get a who did that for you, man.
And it goes back to when people start looking at, okay, which of these consoles is going to be my third-party console, right? Where I play it. Just looking at this from the surface, you say, okay, they're going to have an easier time matching whatever a high-end PC can do, just because of the shared tech in the API, right?
Right.
In a way that they've always wanted it to be so, but it hasn't happened. Like Remember, at the start of this gen, it was some people using DX11, they were touting 12. Not everybody used 12. It was all over the place. And I know
Yo, talk about to my stand, Danny Ruiz, son. That is my stand. Shout out to following me from Boom to here. God bless
Your neck. He pulling up wherever you at.
Your daddy. Pull up a seat, baby.
Listen,
Shout
man.
out to Smitty Smith with the $5 super chat. Can someone please load up Dreams and properly reveal the PS5?
Yo, come on.
Did you guys see Nintendo shot them down?
Yes, Nintendo did shot that down. Yeah, they said take your Mario off that, or we
They
coming
took
with
their book and walked home. They got, like, this is our ball.
They got home. They got home.
Yeah, they took the ball and went home. Yeah, they really not.
Yo, shout out to Michael, aka Ben-Stein, finest $2 super chat. The PlayStation is dead. Long live Xbox. Damn, y'all popping bottles early. Y'all popping bottles. But look, I'll just finish up real quick and then we'll move on. Again, all these features tremendous. Real life application, which was dope. You know what I'm saying? Everything, it just seemed like a perfect storm as far as information. Another point that nobody's mentioning that I want to talk about was the latency modes, how the controller, how they're fixing all these things to really make that one-to-one relationship even possible, how important that is. You know what I'm saying? Especially with xCloud and everything like that. So I love that. And even the old controller is going to get a firmware update to match what the new Xbox controller is doing with that. Again, finding ways to minimize latency, super impressive. And they're talking about like how the TV manufacturers, like, so what's really dope is like, how like you could throw on game mode and make your latency go down. But they're saying with the new stuff, like it's going to detect in your TV and automatically put it in a game mode for you, doing all of these latency steps. Again, this is very important for
incredible.
them. Yeah, one-to-one relationships. Again, as they pioneer with xCloud and 5G, knocking down barriers. And hopefully next week, we'll tune in next week. We may have something very special in regards to this specific topic. So tune into ILP next week. We should have something special in reference to that. But okay, so the only thing I gotta call it fair, you know what I'm saying? Because PlayStation Nation gonna be mad if I don't say some things. But look, the only negative, minor, this is nitpicking stuff. I love the hardware ray tracing.
See, King.
Super impressive.
This is the Cognito I don't like. We should just go.
Like
we should just
Cognito.
go to the next topic. Don't give these PlayStation people what they want.
Listen, I like this Cognito because this is the Cognito I can say stop that. So let this Cognito go.
Listen,
let him go.
This is just foolish. It ain't really nothing serious. This is just my personal, like, all right, I love the ray tracing. It looked good. It looked really good. It's just, I know how haters think. And haters will say, yo, well, they only got the ray tracing on that blocky Minecraft. Why they ain't though? If they do it on something fire, it'll blow up. Come on, you know how the narratives be.
It was on years, which is probably one of the most visually, technically superior games of this generation. With what's going on inside the game.
Anyone on PC will tell you that Minecraft is not an easy game to put ray tracing on.
Yeah, again, I just like I said,
let's at a click of the button, but let's get to the PlayStation stuff because I want to know what PlayStation did ray tracing on.
We gonna get there. I'm almost done. So mine nitpick with that, and oh my God, Smitty Smith. $5 super chat. Hold up, I got Chris Hart reading from the good book. Welcome, brother. The book of yo, he doing his own sermon in the super chat. Yo, shout out to Smitty Smith with the Alistair $2 super chat. X gonna give it to you. The book
we got
X. Everybody
we got a $2 super chat from Victor. X gonna give you to you the book of X. The book of X. I like that. Man. I ain't gonna front. I'm surprised.
They trying to challenge our new emoji idea.
Yeah, you know, hey, but the one I'm gonna give you, they're gonna like that though.
They're gonna like that. So that's it.
I'm surprised like Aaron Greenberg ain't came up with the book of X.
Word. That's a good one. Shout out to Novad Seller. Yeah, let the kid go. I'm gonna let the kid get his balls off. Final point: the expandable storage. Right now, dope as far as the tech. How you're gonna be able to put your games on there. You're gonna get all the new features. They should explain the separation. You can't put your Series S game on an old hard drive. I get that. My only thing, Soft, is it kind of reminds me of the days, the proprietary memory card stuff. And I don't know how I feel. I got to see how that pricing going to be.
I know this, right? The market always finds ways to rectify this.
Yeah.
There are going to be plenty of third-party let's call them peripherals, right?
Yes.
They will allow you to put a regular NVMe SSD in there and connect it. It's going to happen, right? Especially if the price is not right? Especially if people want more than 1 terabyte, right? And I think that they're talking 1 terabyte now, but I think that's something that's going to be increased. It's going to
grow.
It's going to grow. It's going to grow. Definitely.
When financially it's
exactly. And this is the thing. I don't think Microsoft knows that is a sticking point for people. If you try to sell them this extra memory at a ridiculous price, people are going to have the stank face on.
Well, shout out to Boom and them for saying $79.95. I believe it's going to be $149.
We'll see. I mean, shout out to Jess Gordon though. He actually made a counterpoint to my fear on Xbox 2. He actually said that because it looks like they got the relationship with Seagate on that, right? So being that he said because they've made this exclusive deal and they know that level of SSD is so far ahead and expensive that exclusive deal would get them to cut a manufacturing cost and bring it down at a lower price than what we think. So he's thinking it may be beneficial that maybe Seagate gets that 1 year or whatever it is exclusivity, that it's just their drives, and then maybe Microsoft would approach them and say, hey, you got to bring that down so that we can get the masses.
It might be $59.99.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, sure, I hope. So yeah, last but not, like I said, it was amazing, great piece of hardware. I'm telling y'all right now, man. I mean, this is an attractive package. And my PC days are numbered. This thing blows my PC out the water. You know, obviously we know PC catch up eventually, but for right now, for the value proposition, unmatched. They're killing it. So we're gonna get into this smoke now because I know King and everyone's been waiting for this part. You know what I'm saying? PlayStation 5. You know what I'm saying? We had the tech reveal, the deep dive, a lot of stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the cops. I'm gonna pass it off right now.
Chasing them Sonys.
The cops is on deck right now as soon as I started talking about this topic. So let's get Wilmy to set it off first. PlayStation 5 tech. You were in our live reactions, Wilmy, while this was going on. So let's get you in, brother. Like, what do you think about the Mark Cerny tech deep dive about what he talked about?
I think Mark Cerny has a great career when they make Wayne's World 4.
You look like David Harvey.
I just could not get over the fact I was waiting on him. Now isn't that special?
I'm done.
But the thing was, I mean, I don't know, man. His speech, it didn't seem like it was made for gamers. I mean, it just really did not feel like it was designed for regular people to listen to. But they knew this was coming up, and I feel like Phil Dominus had pushed their hand. They had to come out with something at some point because Microsoft's been controlling the narrative ever since, VGAs.
Hold on, Wilmy. Hold on. Let me stop you. So do you think this was a reactionary move? Because some have said, because some have said, no, this was planned ahead. And, so you think definitely reactionary.
No, this was a react. I mean, would anybody make that video and put it down on purpose? I mean, they probably had 5 people quit filming that, man. I mean,
oh my God. You didn't appreciate the cutout crowd. You didn't appreciate
it. But you know what? I looked at it again, and they're moving.
Yeah.
It's a nice animation to them.
All right, so we do have
what
a
they
super
didn't
chat.
tell you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I gotta read this, man. So we got a $5 super chat from Smitty Smith. Chris Hart said, "We mad," but he all in caps. Come get some of these lamb chops. There's plenty of room at the table. The Book of X.
Yo, we missed Valerian. $5 super chat. Series X running path tracing, hardest version of race tracing. This is for Smitty, the Book of X. Yo, what is going on today? What is happening with the Book of X?
There's a movement.
The Book of X.
Continue.
Let's get some X's in that chat for the Book of X. I want that, man. I want that. Let's get some X's in that chat.
I personally hope this. I mean, I hope this wasn't what they had actually planned to bring out. People are saying this is for the GDC audience, but I don't know, man. Mark Cerny. It's really kind of hard to take him seriously anyway. I know he's a smart guy. I get that.
You didn't appreciate the soft talk again, breaking down the tech.
Oh my God, dude! My dog even fell asleep. You know, the only reason I continued to watch it because I was on your stream.
Hey, did King have you rolling? Because King had me rolling.
Oh yeah, I mean that was the best part of the entire thing.
Did you partake in the back button? Did you partake?
But, our research has dictated that you have not partaken in the back button. We would like for you to press that back button just a little bit more. Please engage.
You know the greatest part about that whole thing is at the very end. If you shout out to our reaction, go watch that, man. We actually blew up a lot more than we thought it was.
Yeah, wow.
But so we were watching.
I was in that.
Yeah, 17,000 views. I was
so we were watching that. And I'll never forget it. Is that I've seen this multiple times. You know, we sitting there at the very end. I'm like, everyone be quiet. He's like, this is the end. They're gonna surprise us. They're gonna throw some heat. King's like, they ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They showed a couple seconds of something, and they're like, thank you. And then we all just thought we went crazy.
I told you. I just want to get up.
We get your buzz up. Where we go?
When he started talking about the overclocking and all this stuff, and he did, talk about a little bit the GPU and all this. I'm like, this doesn't even make sense. So there's it's just, I don't know. It's just off.
Okay.
I just don't see it working out like he's trying to make it sound.
Okay. So just to clarify, your main issues, obviously, we all agree, I think, on the realm that it was dry, right? As far as the tone. But my thing is, I guess my question to you is that so the vibe I'm getting from you is that you're questioning even some of the techniques and the stuff they're talking about, the overclocking and is there some of the stuff you're questioning is it more so because you didn't see real world application, or is more so like, nah, fam, this you don't really
it doesn't jive, man. It just I actually found an article yesterday. I can't remember the name. I'll send it to you later after the show.
Please do. Yeah.
They actually, all these guys do is review PCs, tablets, stuff like that. They don't even mess with gaming consoles.
Yeah.
And I was reading this article, and they were like, "This is such a joke."
Really?
They were talking about the PS5. They said it's a terrible idea. They said there's no way this thing's going to work and do what he's claiming it's going to do.
Wow. So okay, let's smoke screen. Okay.
I gotta go before King because I just gotta say that, man. Addict's gotta go before King, okay? Because King's gonna take all Addict stuff.
Good team. Addict.
Oh, it's my turn. Okay, here we go.
Okay, I didn't know. I thought Wilmy was done. I didn't want to cut Wilmy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
Look,
get Addict. You ready?
Let's be real here. We're gonna have to have some into the bushes for this entire thing. Let me attack the people on Press Start Discord real quick. Okay, look,
salute the press.
You can't I had so many people be like, "Hey, Addict, it was a GDC. It's supposed to be a GDC. Addict, it was supposed to be for developers. Addict, it was GDC. Addict, GDC. Addict, it's not for you. It's for them." Hey, King, can I ask you a question? Lord King, can I ask you a question? Did they present this at GDC?
Well, being that GDC was closed, my take. I said
the answer is no. They didn't.
So, Addict, are you inferring that when you say on your PlayStation Twitter account and then on your YouTube account that's not just for GDC, that's for a main audience? That's what you imply?
I'm implying that when the event is canceled, the stream should have been canceled. Look, I get it. They still had this in the bag. I get it. They didn't want to waste all that. It's probably pre-recorded 3-4 weeks ago to a couple months ago. But at the end of the day, when there is not... For those of you in the chat that
my God, the chat. I'm sorry, I got to read this. Shout out to Squirrely Dead 82.5. He said, and Phil said into the world, let there be 12 teraflops, and it was so. Genesis 1, Book of Yo, Squirrely Dead. Shout out to Disney. $5 super chat. Save your ears from Sony. Dolby called him out for his misinformation on how many channels Dolby could do. Because a lot of people say that 3D audio was that they were talking about. And shout out to my boy Gene3737 in the chat right now. He's got a great article on the PS5 audio situation. But Dolby did refute Lord Cerny, as King calls him, the magician.
Did Albert Pinado say something?
No, that's Magic Mike.
Magic Mike.
He's Magic Mike Cerny.
No doubt. And shout out to Smitty Smith, $2 super chat. The Book of X can be pre-ordered on Amazon. Yo,
At the end of the day, I understand they had this, but my thought process is when they were going over this stuff, didn't it feel like they already, like, they would show something like this once the console was announced? Like, like to me, as a consumer, first you announce the console, you announce what it looks like, then you do this. Then you do this type of stream. It's like, look, here's the console. For those of you that want to know what this console does in a breakdown, we got something for you. It's this stream. So, he's going to break everything down on it. First off, there's been multiple people who
King Stan is on you. He said, Addict is ignorant.
Addict don't see.
Ignorant, don't know the
Addict
facts.
don't see chat that's not colored. So if he wants me to react to him, then he can put that in color. If not, he can stay in that chat. Like, he gonna come back every week and say all kinds of slanderous stuff about me. But I don't see none of it because it's not in color.
Yeah, let him talk in black and white. Anyway.
King is ready.
Look,
I can see it.
At the end of the day, I get it. It's like I said, this is something they should have showed weeks after, you know, when you dropped the actual the PlayStation 5, this is something you show right afterwards. They didn't do that. They expected, and you know, the dislike ratio shows by itself. Sure, we understand this is for the developers, but there is to a point where when the actual event is canceled, they're like, yo, ain't no one gonna understand this, man. What do we need to do to make this a little bit better? It's like, oh, cancel the whole thing, and like, then we have to throw this whole thing away. I'm disappointed by the way they went with it. You know, and this isn't even as bad if we haven't went so long without information on the PS5. It's been since like October.
They should have shown a new logo.
Listen, man, a lot of stuff. Saul, would you mind if I go to King now? He's been waiting patiently. The realm has been wanting this for so long.
Shout out to Wilmyhood. That is exactly how you get addicts' attention.
Shout out Wilmy. Wow.
Oh man, I appreciate it, Wilmy. You in the podcast put shit. I thought that was him.
I forgot the Book of X on there. I should put that on there too.
No, it's fine. No, it's cool. We got you. Okay, shout out to the $99 super chat from Wilmyhood. This is how you get addicts' attention. Laugh out loud. The Book of X. How about that? Is that fine?
That works.
All right, you'll get that super chat real quick, and then
get that super chat. Y'all get that super chat.
Got a $5 super chat from Pixelbit G. No excuses. Sony invited 15,000 clueless fans to the Tech Talk and gave them 24-hour notice to create hype. This was a switcheroo worse than Hunt the Truth. That I don't know. That Hunt the Truth is pretty bad. I ain't gonna lie to you about that.
King. So
no. Hashtag Book of X. I want everyone to put Book of X at the end of their super chat.
So, King, you know, the realm has been waiting for this moment. Obviously, you know, you were a superstar highlight of our live reactions.
Before you go, King, we got to point out that there are a couple things that people in the industry are second guessing. You know, what was presented in their thing. You know, you guys said earlier that Dobie was second guessing. Didn't Albert Pinello say some stuff too?
Yeah, Albert Pinello had questions about the backward compatibility, and he and as far as the variable aspect of about the thing. King, continue. It's the floor.
Okay, so we also Magic Mike Cerny. Get up there, boy. And I told y'all the day before, right? I said, Mike is gonna get up there. Magic Mike. He's gonna get up there with his little magician trick. And he's gonna show you less, say even less. And you're gonna walk away thinking you got everything. And I saw so many Sony dudes out there talking about, oh my God, yo, it's so fast. Yo, 10 teraflops.
Isn't it funny, King, how quick the narrative changed from power to speed? It was like a matter of like an hour. It changed from power to speed.
It took 10 seconds, man, on Twitter.
It ain't changed. Okay. You have a small SSD. Pause.
It's not the size that matters, all right? It's how you use it. What's going on, my guy?
We do got to bring up that weird 820.
If anybody told you that, they absolutely lying.
It's all about speed, baby.
If anybody looked you in your eyes and told you that, they just wanted to make you feel better.
I've been told from various sources that ladies like it as fast as possible.
Oh my
Oh
lord!
my god, what are we doing?
What are we doing for the Lord's Day?
This is the Lord's Day, man. I literally just got this link and I'm like putting things together.
Look
I
at
was just like,
this.
why not jump on in?
Look at this conversation King has initiated. Okay,
Continue, King.
12 is better than 9. Oh, baby.
Pause.
Oh, baby.
Continue.
Any of these dudes out here telling you it's quick, it's nice to be quick. It's not. Okay. Let's cut that out. Let's stop. Magic Mike was out here and he was doing his little parlor tricks and y'all fell for every last one of them. But also, Magic Mike, to see, everybody's all upset about this whole reveal thing that they showed because they told you, tomorrow you'll see we're gonna get out there. And then Mike got up there and said, "Hi guys. I want you to all sit down and just
Send me photos of your ears."
I'm done with Johnson. Wilmy, don't encourage him.
What he is Mike is a philosopher.
No, Wilmy, encourage him. Encourage him all you want.
And the fact that at 17 years old he made his games, and the fact that he's a genius. He's in his own world. You was in the magic world of Mike. And he brought you in his world. So there's no loud speaking in Mike's world. So don't think you was gonna get that. You was gonna get what he wanted to give you. He wanted to tell you the philosophy of the box going forward. So the philosophy of the PlayStation 5, as I see it, as he presented to us on the stage, on the podium, was a very overcharged machine. It is unstable.
It's unstable.
And this lends credence to what I was hearing in the background talking about the dev kits were sounding like they had jet engines in them and it was running really loud. So I didn't understand what they were saying.
When it's pushing that past that 9.2, the heat starts.
When you're taking a 9.2 and you're stretching it to its absolute limits, right? And you're doing it the same thing with the GPU. You're stretching this thing way beyond what it is in its cost-cutting measures. Okay? Because now you're telling the box it has to juggle. So when the box has to juggle, now you got a little circus clown in your room.
Oh, is there a hamster in this thing that's moving? What's going on?
Well, when it has to do CPU stuff, it's juggling with the right hand. But then it says, "Yo, we need a graphical explosion. Throw some balls over here to the side." What happens if it drops the ball forward? What happens when the bottleneck happens in the system? They tell you that it reverts back to its base form. It slows down. There's too much heat in that box. So we don't know anything about the coolant system.
That is true. We don't know about the coolant.
They have the vapor chain cooling. They have
facts.
Then they have the huge fan. Did you see how big that fan was? The fan was bigger than the motherboard.
Yeah, the fan was huge for the Series X, yes.
Okay. So now, and that's a stable box. That's a box where everything
if you notice, they put stuff in the Series X to a way where, when that fan goes through, it's going through all those components. It's just not getting stuck somewhere.
Right? So they gave you a stable box, and they got a huge fan, and they got heat sinks all over the place, and they got a vapor cooling chamber. Right? So you see this. This is what you see. This is the problem that I had with the fake GDC thing is
the fake GDC.
Because you know what it is? It turned into a fake GDC thing because there was no GDC. And I'm not going to say that Sony wasn't presenting this at GDC. I'm going to take it at face value. Yes, this was for shareholders. This is to get their money up.
Right.
This is to actually get you some silicon together, because usually at this time in the game, you have a disc, you have a chipset that you're actually walking around and showing, or you have a form factor. So the fact that they can't decide on a form factor, or they can't decide on a chipset, or they don't have anything to show you at this point in time, gives me fear.
So you're concerned.
It's not going to launch on time. But back to what Magic Mike was talking about, He started throwing you curveballs and misdirections. He started reaching over your head. Then he started telling false truths that Dolby have to call him out on, that other people have to call him out on. So the next day was a nightmare. It was a nightmare for him because he was telling false truths that you guys are not talking about. I want to understand, where's this Tempest 3D crap that they're talking about? Like, is that a real audio thing, or is that something that Magic Mike made up?
Oh my God. All right, so
You see, I gave him a name, Magic Mike. That's not his real name. His name is not Magic.
King, real quick, let's go ahead and get the super chat so you can continue your gossip, man. I want to hear this, but we got to finish this real quick. We got a $5 super chat from Smitty. Come on, Chris Hart, be reasonable. They gave the Series X to Digital Foundry. It is 12 teraflops of power. The Book of X. Okay,
continue, King. Then we got to get a BadBit.
Listen, I just want to say this, right? It's a nice SSD, right? But all developers is going to cater to the least common denominator. So if if that's your strength, they're going to cater to, because they have to make these games work across the boards. So now we're looking at first party development, right? And that's where the SSD is going to shine. But how many games are you going to get on this SSD? Right? Because you don't have a full 1 terabit. How much of that SSD is being used by the user interface? You see, the allocation in the box is wrong. Right?
Hold up, real quick. I do want to point out, King, there's a lot of things that their communication's horrible. It's not just this SSD. I'm confused on backwards compatibility, exactly how many games is on this. You know, they go from in launch to when they were talking in the, the actual, the stream that Mark did, and then their reaction to people, and then 2 days later they go from launch to there'll be 4,000 games playable on the PS5. Like, they go from launch to PS5, so I'm confused on that too. I mean, people.
Okay, by the end of the life cycle, you'll be able to play 4,000 games.
I think that's what it is, and people are taking that like there's 4,000 games out the box that's going to be on launch.
See, this is when you rip a hope away from someone. You know, when you throw somebody in the middle of the ocean, they will grab a piece of doodoo floating in the water to stay afloat. So this is exactly what they're doing. They're grabbing any floating feces to stay alive. And listen, I totally understand it. I totally get it. Your heart was broken. You thought you was going to come in that day. You thought that this is the day that PlayStation sons these Xbox dudes, and it's over 13 teraflops, and we're going to kill y'all. You failed. Miserably. Oh my God. I get a bunch of little minions. I don't even the top Sony dudes in my mentions no more because they're fearful of the wrath of King. Told y'all before what Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer, soon to be Aurelius, is doing to you. It's disgusting. It's real messy now.
So, King, I just want to ask one question before we move on. So clearly, you feel this is a marketing misstep. That's number one. You feel that because a lot of the Sony base thought coming in. I was watching Twitter, and a lot of people were saying, "Look, as far as the teraflop number, right? There was rumors of the 13 or the 15 or the 25 or the million, as Wilmy puts it in his tweets. You know what I'm saying? And that was the first bubble to break, so to speak, in reference to what you're saying. But I want to talk about the marketing part. Like, do you feel you honestly feel like this was they thought they were going to clap back, and then it was just like, what do you feel? You think this is what do you categorize this? This is a marketing mistake. What do you feel about what happened?
Regardless of what he feels.
And you look, you got on your best clothes, and you get out the car and you slip and you fall. you got on your best clothes.
So you say he got out the car, slipped on that mud, and now his whole clothes is covered in mud.
You fell on the step. You have on your best clothes, and a bus ran past that puddle and splashed you.
Yes.
You thought you farted, but then you shot it. You understand?
Oh, damn!
This is what they did. Yo, you remember the time Roy Jones was beating the brakes off of one fighter so bad he looked over to ref and said, "Yo, save this dude."
Get him off me.
Yo, Xbox is Roy Jones right now, and they beating the brakes off these dudes. And they talking about, yo, ref, come in, save these dudes. Because y'all thought a game was going to be shown. And you know what he said? And this, I'm going to tell you what he said, because I'm finished with my segment, too. Thank you.
So we got a $5 super chat from. Let me make sure. Okay, we got a $5 super chat again from Smitty Smith. Man, it looks like he beating these PlayStation people. Ain't nobody correcting him anymore. So PS fanboys, power doesn't matter. But here we are. Xbox, you do not have it. The Book of X.
All right, so we got some Sony realm in the building. Shout out to Lord BadBit for making his return for the cameo. So real quick, BadBit, obviously we got to get it from the PlayStation Nation, right? Yeah. no doubt. We got to get it from the PlayStation Nation. What was your feeling this week?
Yeah, wow. A lot of feelings. First of all, thank you for having me on. I was literally just playing DoomEternal.
No doubt.
My God, I'm in love with that game.
Salute.
Secondly, my thoughts as of what happened. I am a true believer, and I mean this wholeheartedly.
Let's go.
At the end of the day, there's only two things that matter when you're selling a console. Power is not one of them. It comes to the games and services that you are bringing, and then first and foremost is the messaging.
Woo!
Messaging
Huge.
matters. That's the only thing that really matters at the end of the day. Because if power mattered, the Nintendo Switch would be out of the question, out of the equation, out of here.
Facts.
To me, walking in there, Sony did a piss poor job of messaging. There's no argument to be had. Xbox, Phil Dominus Maximus Aurelius has been killing it ever since just dropping the name of the console, the way it looks, right then and there in December at the Game Awards, getting you already accustomed to the weird name, the weird but awesome looking box, and then showing you games or cutscenes, whatever we're going to call them, right there live in front of you, showing the power, showing how awesome this console is going to look like. They have been doing a fantastic job messaging and on PR. Now, has there been some slip ups when it comes to the backwards compatibility? Sure. But man, other than that, Microsoft's been killing it. And I give them huge props for what they've been so aggressive this past year.
I gotta disagree with you on one thing. Like, I've always been
Prince
one
and Xbox,
person.
you disagree?
I've always been one point that, power doesn't matter. But I do feel to a point it is a selling matter when it comes to third party. Look at stuff like Red Dead, it doesn't happen with everything, but when a highly anticipated third-party game comes out, let's say CD Projekt Red with their game, let's say that came out around launch, about maybe a week after launch, if it ran drastically better on the Series X because of the power difference, I think that would matter. Because you had people on Twitter that
I'm going to stop you right there. Check the sales numbers of both of those games.
It doesn't matter. We're talking about the perception, the messaging that you were just saying. We didn't bring up sales at all.
No. I mean, I understand exactly what BadBit is saying. Power doesn't matter when you go into the least common denominator, and then you go into sales and messaging is key, because messaging is exactly what did Microsoft in.
Look, they're not the leader right now. They're acting like
power does matter at the start of a generation. And if it's any time where it does matter, it's to start just because of the messaging, right? You're trying to convince people to move over to another and spend another $500.
Power is only going to matter if they are the same price tag. Then they are on technically, as you're looking at it, equal terms. Right. To me, what matters for Xbox is the way they've been leading the conversation, and they've been leading everybody to them of how what amazing things they're doing. Again, they're not the market leader, but they're acting like it. That's bullish. That builds confidence, and that's what people are starting to look for. Now, with that said, walking into this, I knew exactly what we were going to get. I knew exactly how cringy it was going to be, because this is not something that has never happened. This happens all the time when they're putting out new content, whether that's the PlayStation 4 Pro or the PlayStation 4.
Let me say something before you say something.
Sure.
The reason I'm saying that, and when it comes to the power,
let it go.
I'm not going to let it go.
No, look at that.
Because I've seen people lose their minds when Red Dead 2 came out. I saw people working at IGN saying that they were considering restarting the game because it looked different.
Brian Altano.
Okay, it's just like the the SSD. If that feature works the way that everyone says it works, that's gonna matter. Because if you eliminate any type of load screens from anything, let's say that you have the same game, you have Cyberpunk, and you have it on the PlayStation, you have on the Xbox. Let's say the SSD works the way it is, and there's no loading screens on the PlayStation. Right. That's gonna matter. Because word of mouth really pushes Twitter, and these days we're more into social media than we were in 2013.
I totally understand what you're saying. I'm not throwing out all out. What I'm saying is messaging matters the most out of everything.
It does.
Like if you care about power, this is what you're getting right here. Look at this beautiful limited edition.
Shout out to winning that. Shout out to winning that. Shout
out to the PC Masters race.
Here's the thing, though. Walking in, I knew what we were getting. I already felt like it was a mistake because when they launched the PS4, Mark Cerny did one of these talks, and everybody didn't really listen to it because we already saw the intro of the PlayStation 4, the real start, where they showed you Killzone and all that stuff.
Yes.
You had reference to the power that Mark Cerny was talking about.
Yes, thank you for saying that.
And here, you don't have anything to reference. All you had. And I knew this was going to be an issue when I was streaming this with my co-host. I go, "What do you expect?" He's like, "I think we're going to see Horizon Zero Dawn 2."
I was there. You can ask Cognito. I was there. Because
it's not going to happen.
The reason I thought that is not because they were doing this, is because of the timing.
The timing of it.
I was like,
definitely
because Sony has been a very reactive company this whole generation, and I thought that they were waiting for those specs before
and
they.
Because
reacted.
they've been, I got to jump in on this too because I again was kind of in Addict's boat as well. Also because we know like you said, BadBit, Microsoft has been so bullish, right? They've been putting out all this information, and it's almost like this is what I felt. Solve. I was almost like, you know what? Y'all been talking too damn much. You know what I'm saying? Like, we the leaders. We got to make people understand that we coming. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it was like they could have put that video out any other time, but it was right the next day, right before, Microsoft did this huge explosion with Digital Foundry and all that stuff. It was almost like, oh, they may edit something, right? Change something up or add a little piece to whatever this thing is. You know what I'm saying? I agree with you. I agree. One last part, but I'll give it back to you, is that you made a good point as far as, what you were worried about coming into. The thing I felt was we knew Mark Cerny was going to be in there, right? But it was one of those things that you almost felt that they had something to show in conjunction with him being there.
And that's the thing that's really disappointing. Again, before anybody calls me a Sony pony, look at this.
We know you ride for all platforms.
We know you just played it on PC. Don't act like it.
Now I will.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Are you in that chat that I'm in that got the message like the day before exactly what was going to happen?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Again, I had, but knowing Sony the way I do, I knew we were in for a treat. We get so I knew there was.
Let's get to super chat real quick before you.
Go for it.
So we got $5 super chat from Smitty Smith. Chris Hart out here fighting plastic wars. Hashtag the Book of X.
We missed a couple. Shout out to G Mark Lewis, $2 super chat. Sony was shopping from the value menu for the PS5. And then Smitty Smith, $2 super chat. Let's give it up for Catlocked. Chris Hart.
You gotta say it for, man. The Book of X. You gotta say
it. Put Book of X down. He ain't put it, but we give it to him anyway. Continue, BadBit. Let's go.
So the first mistake was they live streamed this instead of just putting a video out there.
Yeah.
Right? They're like,
I think if they would have just put the video out there,
that was live.
Would have been way better. It was live. We did a live reaction.
No.
Like you wanna wait for this. That's what they were kind of.
What they did is they premiered it. They premiered it like it's a live stream.
And that was the first mistake because when people are coming in there, the video's not starting at the beginning where Jim tap dancing Ryan looks like he was pooped after like dancing for 30 seconds because he walks out tired and disheveled, and he states, hey, this was a speech we were going to have at GDC, but GDC's been canceled because of what we know. Here's Mark Cerny, and he's going to talk to the Mystery Science Theater folks for about 50 minutes. And from then on, I was just like, okay, now I know what we're getting. We're getting a dev talk, and unfortunately, Sony PR and social media teams marketed as, oh, we're gonna see something.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah, the messaging and what actually was supposed to happen were two totally different things.
Totally different thing. Marketing did him no favors by saying, come see the future of the PlayStation 5. Come see the next generation of gaming, how it's going to transform and all that. And then you bring him out to continue, baby. I got a lot.
And then Mark Cerny's out there going, hello, everyone. I want to collect your ears. Send me pictures of your ears. And I was like, okay, well,
send me pictures
it
of
was,
your ears.
And from my development friends, they're just like, this could have been cut in half because I know how a hard drive works. Absolutely. And then from just the regular folk like me, people are like, this could have been cut down by at least 20 minutes. This should have been just a Digital Foundry video, which the guys of Digital Foundry came out. They said Sony was supposed to be there with them to make something to collaborate with them. But again, what happened, down with the sickness happened. They couldn't fly it.
I don't buy that. I believe they don't have any silicon or anything to show. So if you know,
I don't think they actually have a product to show. They just have data on a spreadsheet right now.
If you know Microsoft has all this stuff to show. They had it to show there, and you're not going to walk up and don't have anything to show. I'm sorry. I understand Mark Cerny would definitely get in, to talk to them on the phone and tell them what the direction is. I honestly, in my heart, I've seen this so much. I don't believe they have silicon.
I think they're still in the prototype phase of. I think they're still finalizing design, not prototype. Same with the PlayStation 4, where the artist didn't know that his model of the PlayStation 4 was picked. I think they haven't picked a form factor of this console yet.
Wow.
And that's why they don't. Again, this wasn't for us to reveal anything. This was
I don't know that I believe that, man. I understand everything is backed up with what's going on in the world, but these consoles, in a normal world, these consoles are going into production by late May, early June, period. For holiday release. There's no way they don't have a form factor. There's no way they don't have. That's all said and done. The mistake is that they chose not to show it, right?
Let me interrupt for 1 second, Saul. So the biggest question people have been asking, is it possible that maybe the PlayStation's is going to get delayed?
Yeah, even if it gets delayed. Even if it gets
delayed. There's a good chance that both of them are delayed. No matter who says what. Like that's the real, that's the realism of this whole thing.
But we talk about PlayStation right now.
But even if it's delayed, you know what I mean? If it gets delayed into the first quarter of next year, they know what they're putting in.
I don't think they do that. If they get delayed, regardless if both of them or one of them get delayed, they're both coming out holiday next year. I don't think they're gonna just launch a console at the beginning of the year.
Whatever is delayed to. What I'm saying is that what's going into that box is set in stone already, right? Yeah. They may be able to up some clock speeds or this, that, and the other. Beyond that, what's going into the box is set. So they have to have that, right? You're going to tell me that just because of what's happened over the past 3 months, they're so backed up that they don't even have the form factor of the machine. They don't even have the actual silicon they're going to put into it. Whether they're at the level that they want to, that's another story.
The question is, why are they reluctant to show even tangible benchmarks? So, like, if it's a tech only show, as the way BadBit is saying, and I'm fine with that. And this is where I struggle with, my PlayStation brothers, or the sense of this. People like, this wasn't for you. This was supposed to be a tech thing. Yada yada yada.
That was a mistake. It was a mistake.
But here's my problem with the mistake. Right. If you're gonna say you're gonna just do that, fine, right? But even when they did PlayStation 4 Pro, right? You have tangible things. Even if you show Spider-Man, if you compare it to yourself about what, that's the problem. There was no physical benchmarks, no tangible evidence of all this theoretical stuff that me and Wilmy have issues believing, because you don't do yourself any favor. If this tech is all it is, right, and it's the realest thing in the world, right, your fans would like to see it.
I would love to see it.
Do you
I would,
think
and
that
that's
maybe
I totally get that, Cognito, and I'm
Right.
right there with you. They told us, they didn't show us. The only thing that we have is shaky cam footage of Spider-Man from a year ago.
Facts.
do you
And
think
it's just what's that, Soft? Sorry.
What they messed up in is, and everybody has said it to some extent, is that they took their GDC presentation as is,
Right.
and decided that the best move was to release it to the world.
Yeah.
And rather than say, you know what, send that same presentation, send it to all the devs, let the devs see it, right?
Yes.
At some point, it's going to come out online. Everybody will get a chance to see it.
Right.
At the same time, create a consumer-facing presentation, which
Yes.
distills all this information to something that's easily digestible and understandable to people who don't care about Mark Cerny's vision for the console, right?
Facts.
They want to know what the console is, what it could do. They don't care about how Mark Cerny, because Mark Cerny, 99.9% of the time when he opens his mouth, he's the smartest dude
in the room. No one's gonna know what he's talking about.
Period.
Exactly.
He's on another level when he thinks about this stuff, and that's cool. But it does not apply to 90% of the people that are going to buy this.
It's kind of like you have a Steve Wozniak making all the Apple computers, and then you have a Steve Jobs who's selling it.
Sells them, exactly.
So let me talk about this. I think the biggest case here, you know, it was a podcast I listened to. I can't remember what podcast it was, but he brought up a good point. He said that he thinks what's going on here is the change of leadership. He says, you know, when Mark Cerny came up and he's like, I want to drop this video, or the marketing team said that, you know, maybe because of the change of leadership, people don't know who to go through to override people. People don't know who to go to. I don't think this is a good idea. There's been a drastic change of leadership.
But it's like BadBit said, they've been doing this from the launch of PS4. They did it before, and they did it for the Pro as well. The only thing was, it's like he said, the
people that was for the launch of PS4 are no longer there.
Right, but they did the exact same thing though. Cerny came out, and like BadBit said, like it didn't affect the way it affected now, because you already had people
when the PS4 console was revealed, they revealed the controller 2 months before this happened.
Precisely. So the Cerny weirdness didn't land as hard. Cerny weirdness didn't land as hard.
That's what we doing.
You had other context. You had other things. You'd be like, all right, I already seen this. This is Cerny, you know, in his mind giving us the vision for it. Something that none of us are really gonna understand, but we already know what it is.
Exactly.
We'll get to your super chat, Kid Smooth. Calm down.
I'm gonna get Kid. Let me take care of it, because they've been waiting. Kid Smooth files with thermal issues, cooling issues.
I think we are way behind.
But let me get this one, then y'all can catch the ones I missed. Thermal issues, cooling issues, form factor not finalized. The PS5 and its inefficient design is red ring of death in the lab. And I just got to get Slow-Mo on this real quick, because I agree with Slow-Mo.
We got to talk about super chats before Slow-Mo.
All right, but let me get my bro Slow. Then y'all can go on. If you want to say it was just for the devs, then why promote it on Twitter and put it on your YouTube channel a day before Microsoft did it? That's my exact point. Now you get the rest of the chat. All right,
so we got a $5. Did anyone read the Philly Eagle one?
No.
Okay, we got a $5 super chat from Philly Eagle. For all my gamers out there, keep gaming where and how you want, and thank you for not having a war on cap lock button. Salute, Lords. Then we got a $5 super chat from I am not even trying.
Super Poetic X Initiative.
There you go. That's how okay, from now on, he is pronouncing your name, because I'll never do that. So question is, how many strikes will the community give Sony? Will they take a page from the chapter 2013, the Book of X? Look, I do kind of agree with them. Like not necessarily just from this one, but how many of these kind of incidences are we going to keep giving them? But before we go into that, we got more super chats. We got the Kid Smooth one. Then we got the $5 Smitty Smith. If you show something that wasn't for the public, then don't advertise it. So therefore, you are subject to public opinion.
Facts.
The Book of X.
Okay. Shout out to JD, gave a $5 super chat late to the show, but I have to know, is the difference between the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5 SSD so fast that it will affect game design or games running correctly? Look, all I can say right now,
we simply don't know right now.
We don't know, but
but
there's speculation on both sides. And shout out to Jason Schreier. He said that it's a revolutionary piece of tech. People are saying, shout out to John Letterman, people are saying that it basically, Jason tries to say it's so revolutionary that they're so upset. The devs was internally so upset with Sony and the fact that it wasn't presented and marketed correctly, because they're saying the consensus is everybody walked away from the Mark Cerny thing saying like, oh wow, it's the inferior thing, and not getting the full application of how this thing is supposed to be changed in game from a data transfer standpoint. I know Linneman has went in on that as well. Shout out to our boy Linneman from Digital Foundry. He said, and I quote, he said the craziest thing about it is the speed is that it's more to the story. He said is the system isn't bottlenecked in other areas. It's really fast on paper. He said a lot faster than the Series X even. He said it's not about load times. It's about accessing data super fast on the fly. It can change how worlds are designed. He said it's a fundamental shift. So that's where he's at as far as there are people who are excited about the tech. Got to give it back.
We're just going to have to see exactly how that's played out.
And that's the thing. A lot of people have come to me because on the latest episode of the Trophy Room, I had Benji Sales on. We were kind of trying to dissect this thing because we were both kind of confused and bewildered at why they would market it. And everybody, the one super chat's right. If you promote this like it's here for everyone, then that is confusing, and that is a strike on PlayStation's behalf. The thing is, for me, the true problem is it's been the day after, the morning after. I woke up to so many messages going, "Hey Joe, just want to let you know this is how actually the systems are, side by side from each other." And actually, then developers coming out and going, "Actually, no, this is actually really awesome." Like the sound devs, like. This is awesome tech. This is amazing that usually we're on the back of the line, and it looks like now finally we're in the front and we're getting attention on us. And it does come down to the fact that what it seems like is PlayStation, Xbox are in two awesome positions that they're actually doing something different for once, right? It seems like where Xbox is saying, hey, do you want the best looking thing? It's going to be fast, but it's going to be looking the best, right? You want probably true 8K, it's going to be here. Where PlayStation's like, hey, listen, do you want the fastest thing? Do you want no more updates? Do you want no more load times? They want to get it back to the SNES days. You plug a cartridge into your system and it works like that. There is no loading. There is nothing. And if we're taking the Spider-Man shaky cam as any indication, they went to 6 different locations in under a second.
Right. Yeah, listen, I'm sorry, continue.
And that's impressive, but you guys are all right. We should have saw that. Instead of some Windows XP, screensaver, instead of like Predator Vision, this stuff. And it's so hard to like. And I get the Predator Vision and Mark Cerny wanting pictures of years.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah.
If Microsoft stuff never happened, are we touting this as good? Because see, you have the benchmark that's in front of it, right? So the bar was set at such a level that how could they clear that level unless they had surpassed it? They had to show you tech. They had to show it to you in the same manner that Microsoft showed it to you. They had to show you games. I heard people say, I got to see Godfall running on a PlayStation 5, or I got to see Zero Horizon Dawn or Horizon Zero Dawn, whatever. And I want to see God of War 2, like outrageous things. The expectations was at a point where Mark Cerny could, no matter what he
could do, that's why I said marketing did him no favor. It's really not his fault. We know he's going to be in his bag. We know he's going to talk his tech. He loves this stuff.
That man didn't trip over his words. That man.
He was in his.
Oh no, he was in the world of Mark.
He might as well have been a robot because he was talking so fluidly.
He was in his quantum physics. He was doing what he do.
Listen, he's a philosopher. He's a philosopher. He is a genius.
You're a philosopher.
Okay. He's a genius. You understand? I'm not gonna understate the fact that the man was making video games at the age of 17. Okay. He's a certified genius. All right. So every time he goes into the room, he believes that he's the smartest person in the room.
Facts.
All right. So what he was doing was his calm demeanor talking to you was he was trying to explain it to you in a manner that he felt that just simple-minded individuals will be able to get.
Condescending.
So that's why he was trying to have
Wilmy, you ain't appreciate that, Wilmy?
No, but I'm telling you.
I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, that's what happens. How do you talk to your child when they're not listening.
That's what you feel like you were being talked down to a little bit, right? Like
the whole time I was talked down to.
Drive works this way, right?
Right?
No,
The
it's
SSD is not fluctuating. What it will do is have a constant stream. Can you see? Do you see the stream? Look at the wall.
All my ears.
No. And then when he
at
said,
the end of the day, if they're going this much into detail about stuff that a lot of developers already know, I mean, you had developers come out openly and say that. Like, do you think this was 100% for developers then? Like,
yes.
Yeah, and I think what King said really killed it here, which was, you know, if Xbox did the same thing or just did a Digital Foundry video, I think the bar would have been set differently. But because they gave us something technical for the devs, for people that really give a crap about it, right? And that was the Digital Foundry video. And then they got, you know, cute boy Chris Evans over here. What's this guy's name?
Austin Evans. Austin Evans. Yeah, he's in his bag. He got Addict to watch.
He's there, and he's putting it in English for everybody else.
You pulled off something special if you get me to watch something.
Addict hates listening, talking about tech. He just wants to see stuff, and you got him excited.
But like, that's the thing. That was how Xbox has been so on point with messaging, and that is their biggest advantage coming into next generation is how they're able to tell the devs what they need to hear and then give something separate for people that really care about it but don't know tech like the way that developers do, and deliver two different packages for people that at the end of the day everybody was happy, right? Like even I was happy. I mean, like things like machine learned ray tracing, in my mind, that's awesome. That's game preservation. That's something everybody should be championing, and not enough people are, because we care too much about teraflops and we don't care about, hey, you know what? There's original Xbox games that need to be preserved. And how do we do that? We do that with the power of the Xbox Series.
Absolutely. Let me get the super chat that we just saw, and then I'll finish up. JD Gamer, $5 super chat. If Microsoft wanted to do a late cycle speed bump, much like the Xbox One bump, it is possible to ramp the clock speeds and add those 4 gigabytes of memory up to 20 gigabytes. It's possible. We'll see if they implement that stuff. So if you want to finish up, and then I'll jump right behind you, and then we move on.
Yeah, I mean, listen, my thing with this, what I'm worried about with this system is, right, the last generation, we touted both machines for coming out with machines that were not crazily like over R&D bespoke consoles that made it difficult for developers. It was another hurdle, right? They finally got it to the point where they made them as easy to develop for as PC. So there was some uniformity across the board, right? And the expectation was that beyond all the power leaps we're getting, right, and innovations in that regard, the expectation was that was to continue in order to make it so that once again that delta between PC and console is less and less, right? And we see what Microsoft is doing in that regard with the X and with DX12 Ultimate, stuff like that. And when I look at the PS5, I certainly hope everything they're talking about works the way they say. I certainly hope so. That would be amazing. The question is, when I look at these features, it makes me think of another console. And that console's the PS3.
The PS3. I knew he was gonna say that. You know who said that too? Shout out to Hulk. Hulk said the same thing you said, Saul. He said that he's just worried. Not saying that. Yeah, cell chip. Because again, sometimes when you go too theoretical with the talk and you don't see the real world application, people question the message, right? And this thing could very well do all this thing, solve world peace and hunger, right? But at the end of the day, if you don't demonstrate the capabilities, you have now put questions in the heart of your base. They are looking at you with the side eye, I need to see. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, let me just jump in, because I got some balls.
Because it's beyond demonstrating it though, right? The thing with the PS3, it made it difficult for anybody but first party.
Good point, Sauce.
To extract the most out of that console, right? It's when you made comparisons with third. I don't care. When you talk about first party, right? Sony first party is off the chain, right? It is what gives the identity to PlayStation.
Right.
What sells most across the board, across an entire generation, is third party games.
Yes.
if your third, because of how different the SSD
Hold up,
works.
just give me 5 seconds. Chad, do you still hear us? Because on OBS
Yeah.
it's saying that it's not
Yeah.
there.
No, it's still they live.
Okay,
They
I'm just
talking.
like,
They
you know how
live.
OBS glitches
Yeah.
out. I was just
I know
making
OBS
sure.
probably glitched out, but yeah, they good. They good. Mhm.
So my worry is that first party will get the full, able to
Good
use
point.
this fully 100%, right? And those games will look amazing, right?
Right.
Third party, people are gonna have to
Right.
make
That's the
decisions.
question.
When you're making a
That's the
game
question.
across 3, and if you're still making them for last gen, right? So you're talking about 4 or 5 SKUs of a game. Do you not take the hard drive as much into consideration when you have to worry about making 5 versions of a game?
I think
Right.
those are good questions that we'll need answers to. To me, I'm not concerned about that. And just because of how my gerbil brain works, to me, I believe PS4's x86 architecture, so is the PlayStation 5. So I don't think they're going to have a cell processor problem that they have. They're really trying to nail down to developers about ease of use. I think both Xbox, and I don't have any problem with Xbox either. I think both Xbox and Sony have learned that their PlayStation rather have learned that, hey, let's not complicate it for developers. Let's just make it as easy as possible because Xbox One had that SRAM.
Yes,
PlayStation 3 had the cell processor. So,
okay,
so
finish up.
The question that I have is that if the hard drive is that game changing, right? It becomes a money issue with a third party, right? Do we invest in utilizing this to its utmost ability, or do we dumb it down a little bit, so that it works across all platforms? Like, and I mean, like I said, maybe Xbox One. So the thing is, are you not able to extract the very best out of it because of how bespoke that is to that console?
And it's up to Sony to do a great job of messaging and relaying to these third-party developers ease of use. And it's all about, shout out to Optimus Cole. He was on Brap, I believe, a couple days ago. Just the tools. If you make these developer tools easy to implement and accessible, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be the key. We have to find out that information because a lot of devs are kind of upset with certain like, yo, you're not talking about how cool this tech is and da 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 da. So again, a little misstep there. I want to get this JD Gamer, huh?
I said, is that fearfulness that they're not getting the message out and they're seeing the missteps and they're worried that if they put their eggs in this basket, because they're making games for them, if they put this egg in this basket and it's not marketed properly, did they bet their horse they chipped on the wrong horse? Is this the pony that they bet their money on and it's not right? I mean, if I go and I put my money down on something and you're not marketing it properly and I sunk my money into your company, I'm going to get kind of pissed off if you're not talking about the cool tech that you showed me in the back room. Show me the cool tech. Show the people the cool tech, man. I'm sorry.
I mean, they're the market leader, so I mean, they still can't be too scared yet. But I can understand the frustration. Real quick, JD Gamer, then I'll jump in. JD Gamer, follow super chat. BadBit, what is your opinion of the Velocity Engine 6 gigabytes compared to the PlayStation 5 SSD 8 to 9? The X Series X compression is 2 to 1 versus PlayStation 5's 1 to 6 to 1 compression. And like part 2, Cerny, $5 super chat. Cerny mentioned cell SPU like qualities in the Tempest engine. Will this make it difficult for developers? And will these SPU like qualities allow backward 3 compatibility? So break it down, tech genius, Mr. BadBit.
I ain't no tech genius. A lot of that was in one ear, out the other, and I'm dazed and confused. So I will say this: no developer that I've seen online is showing any worry about how difficult this thing seems to be coding for. Maybe you could point me into that to the right direction, but no developer is looking at it going, this seems hard, right?
Yeah,
a lot of people are what like the gang here says, where it's, hey, talk about how awesome this tech is, like talk about the 3D sound, like talk about that hard drive stuff. We want to know more about it. It seems pretty rad. So when it comes to the tech inside, it's all a wait and see. It's all, and it sucks because it's asking us to be so patient after what has already been a disastrous way to start the PlayStation 5. This is a huge bump in the road. This is something, though, if I'm Sony right now, and I could read the temperature in the room, and I think what we're seeing here is we're nervous. Right. Because we just came out and we just stripped on ourselves. We got out of that nice car. We got out of the nice, and face planted. Bruce Wayne doesn't face plant. He just gets out and everybody, all eyes on him. So yeah, I think everybody at Sony knows they actually need to start showing something of substance soon.
Absolutely.
Because that patience is now turning into doubt. And I don't blame anybody for going, hey, is Sony nervous? Is this, that, the other thing? Because maybe, who knows?
Right. They left themselves open to that kind of criticism.
Exactly.
Dragon Wolf £2 super chat. Will Sony SSD do any difference to Call of Duty Manor? It's up to them. Get at it.
Did we get the ones above that? The Pixel?
No, we didn't get Pixel Bit.
Please get them.
Okay, so we got a Pixel Bit G, $5 super chat. PC devs who target multiplights aren't going to use it unless PCs also have the HDD.
Right.
On the other hand, DX12 Ultimate ain't to make Xbox devs the same as PC.
Yeah, that is correct. That is a huge advantage.
Let me talk about that SSD real quick. There's no SSD on the market that can actually do what they're talking about. Okay, so that's where the problem lies. Maybe they're too far ahead of the curve when it comes to this SSD drive, right? I'm not taking anything away from it. I'm going to have the system, and I'm truly happy that their first-party development studios will definitely utilize this tech. But at the same time, if it can't be used inside a PC form, it's not going to be used, because I don't care what you say, there's going to be video cards that's going to blow this stuff out the water. By the time they hit the market, the next video cards will be out, and Microsoft is placing itself in a position where that Direct 12 Ultimate is in position, for later on applications, and so it can scale down the boards. Sony's in a unique position, and y'all keep saying market leader. There's no market leader at the beginning of a generation. Okay, so you're starting fresh. It's called a fresh slate.
Clean slate, kid.
You're not coming in with your baggage unless you got back compat, and obviously we understand who does. So you don't want to have that level of conversation going into the next generation when you're really not bringing your horde with you. You're just bringing a couple of guys, right? This is what you're doing. So in the beginning of the next generation, this is why this stuff is real scary and real spooky in the beginning, because any misstep and you can no longer be champion, you can be dethroned. So I'm not saying, and this is wishful thinking on my part. Okay, so
I feel that. I respect.
I want y'all to understand this part right here. I've seen Sony clean a lot of dudes' clocks, and I've also seen them get punched and get knocked down. But a lot of Sony dudes want to hold on to the fact that at the end of 360, when they moved on, we came up, we showed up. Shut up, it didn't matter then.
Oh my God.
So, but I've seen people get stumble and fall.
Right. What
I'm saying is I don't like the footing that they're placing themselves on, because if you're leveraging something on tech that's not available at an affordable cost worldwide to everybody else, because you're telling people, and this is where the falsehood comes in, because y'all said, what other falsehood did King talk about? Is a falsehood that you could say that you can use a regular drive to put inside your PlayStation, because there is no regular drive that reaches that spec.
Facts.
Yeah, he came up and said something to the effect like, we'll let you know what NVMe drives will be compatible.
Exactly.
Currently nothing out right now. That is currently nothing.
But it's not. There's not. He, according to him, right? He said that the relationship back and forth is fluid, meaning that that things that they do on the console side will affect the PC side, right? Including in hardware. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Like,
that's not how it works.
It's not how it works. Like something that works on a console, specifically created for that console, I doubt very much that all of a sudden you're going to start seeing, regular hard drives, NVMe drives on the PC market would bust this fast. And even if they do have that raw power speed, right?
They're not out yet, though. They're coming out hopefully within the holiday time. And that's actually the thing. And that's the question is, what's the price of these cards? But for both of them, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because one's proprietary, one's locking you away from any option whatsoever. But theirs, and one, like, that's the one thing that I really liked out of the PlayStation conference, which was, hey, listen, we're going to allow you to literally take a hard drive and put it into the motherboard itself.
Right.
And there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said we're gonna allow you to put in a $600 hard drive to equal the same price as your system.
That's the thing. You don't know how much those old memory cards are going to cost, though, right?
If you want to do it, I know it ain't gonna cost. I know it's not gonna cost $600.
At the end of the day, we gotta be realistic here. Both the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, those memory cards are gonna get generic knockoffs by other companies. That's going to make the actual people making them have to compete with them, so those prices are going to come down. PlayStation, obviously, it happens every time.
I mean, look at the price of a controller,
just
right?
On PlayStation, it's going to happen with the PlayStation hard drives too.
No, I don't think so.
So that's not how competition happens.
Space over time,
Is that not how?
I think the hard
happens?
drive space over time will dictate the price of these cards, and the more
the hardware
of them they make.
The hard drives and SSD we have now, they were the same price 3-4 years ago.
No, because they made a lot of them.
No, yes or no? Were they the same price?
Here we go. Oh Lord. Anyway, let me jump in because I can just talk.
Price notwithstanding. The fact of the matter is, though, it's not going to have the same capabilities that internal hard drive is going to have, no matter what you do. Like even today, like we can't. Nine times out of 10, if you want something to run at its peak on an Xbox One, Series 1X, you put it on the internal drive, right? Even an external SSD, for whatever reason, in some instances, can't access stuff as fast as it would just from the internal drive. So it's unreasonable to expect that whatever you can purchase on the open market is going to compare to what they built into the system.
And that's why what Mark Cerny said is, it will be because you're plugging it right into the board. That's why, like the card that I have, or the hard drive that I have, plugs right next to the CPU, so it takes full advantage of the speed of that SSD. Right. So the SSD that you're going to see inside that PlayStation will probably be the same type of SSD, or it is. The same
it has to be officially spec'd by PlayStation before they can do it. So I get you. Let me jump in. We got 2 super chat. P. Carlisle Gaming, $5 super chat. Let's face it, when it comes to the PlayStation 5 versus Xbox Series X, it's speed versus power here. They both will be unique in their own way. We can't fraud this. It's dope either way. I salute you on that, for real.
We missed the first one. Salute to the Lords. Love what you all do. Continue to spread the love and positive vibes.
Yeah, missed that. Yeah, we missed a bunch. We
gotta start reading them in order. We can't miss the order.
No, I missed it. I didn't see it. I was talking and arguing. I was trying to catch up. Continue.
Dragon Wolf with the £2 super chat. Will Sony SSD do any difference to COD, Madden, etc.? That's what I was.
Yeah, we got that one.
We got that one. I got the JD Gamer. Did we get the Pixel
we
Bit?
Didn't get the Smitty Smith. I don't think we got.
Did we get the PC devs? $5 super chat. PC devs who target multiplat aren't going to, unless PC also has that HDD. On the other hand, you read that one? Yeah, okay, we got
Jim Ryan, and I'm Chris Hart reporting for.
Yo, stop it, disrespectful. Listen, man. Anyway, I'll jump in because we've been super long and this is going on. I just want to say, look, at the end of the day, the super speed, Super Saiyan SSD, you know what I'm saying? The joint sound fire on paper, right? Sounds fire. It sounds like they won't be bottlenecked as far as bandwidth. This could be their ace in the hole. If it says what they do, does. It could be the ace in the hole. I want to salute my boy Lord Gene. He's got a great article on the 3D audio. Sounds pretty revolutionary. Seems like they're going to try to leverage that with VR, which is pretty cool. They're still sticking in that space.
I think that 3D, is for VR.
Yeah, it feels like it's VR. They're talking about, he's getting your ears, Wilmy. He wants your ears for sale. So bring those ears there so you get those up in there.
Ears for sale.
You know what I'm saying? But what I will say, like I said, the dislikes, obviously, you can't bring that right after the Microsoft thing. So it felt like a clapback that fell on its face, like kind of what BadBit said. And again, I'm gonna be on them, right? No benchmarks, no real world implementation. They did them no favors. I think this is the first time in a long time that I can say huge misstep by Sony marketing wise. They are generally the kings of marketing. I gotta give them an L on this one. I've been very hard on Microsoft over this whole generation. But this is bad. And my thing is, at the end of the day, Microsoft has to do this stuff to prove themselves, to get people excited, right? But if Sony continues this non-transparency, you know what I'm saying, and not given with implementations and stuff like that, things turn. You know what I'm saying? So again, yes, when the games come, the games will matter overall. I agree, PlayStation Nation. But if you keep doing these kind of moves, right now you could literally have the most revolutionary thing in the game, but everybody thinks that it's trash, and everybody thinks that Microsoft is completely killing them. So that's the mistake right now. Marketing is a huge deal. It's a huge deal. So we don't want to minimize that. So that's all I got. We got to blaze through like super fast takes on the last two. So we are late.
Oh man.
Yeah, Lord, so you'll do Doom, I'll do Animal. We'll double this up, man, together.
Yeah.
So what you feel about Doom Eternal?
The two big releases, Doom Eternal. They both came out the same day. What can I say, man? Like Doom Eternal is what you would call the chef's kiss. It's a mwah. It's one of those. Like Doom Eternal has taken.
Chef's kiss. No, he did not. Wow.
It really is
great if I could actually see you do it.
No, that ain't happening. So
oh man, continue.
But I will say, everything that they did to bring Doom back to the limelight with 2016 is turned up to 100 here. The game runs super smooth, 60 frames per second. It is. They call it, what they call it is combat chess, right? And it's a marketing term, right? But it really does describe this game well. What they did in Doom 2016 was to distill what Doom is, which is fast combat, gore, and bring that to the modern, like to a modern game by taking the combat and turning it into like sort of a mini game unto itself. That's what made it different. In addition to adding a jump button, which also made the movement that much more crazy. In this game, they take that combat chess and take it to another level. Now, when you get into a combat scenario, it really is about looking at the enemies you're facing and how do you take them out most efficiently and able to get your more health and able to get more ammo and able to get more shield, right? So the way you attack people depends on what they drop, right? If you hit somebody with a glory kill, you're gonna get health. If you hit somebody with with this new thing you have, it's called like a freaking like a flame belch. It turns everybody on fire and they're able to give you shield. Like so the way you approach the combat determines what you get in return. And determines if you're able to have enough health, enough shield, or enough ammo to last in a fight. So every single scenario is different, and people approach every single scenario differently. So beyond that, like in terms of the combat, they've taken it up to another level, right? In terms of the look of the game, the game is HDR, super fast, 60 frames per second. The game looks absolutely fantastic on all platforms. The X looks absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
And just in terms of like the lore and stuff like that, look, you don't need to. Doom lore doesn't really matter, right? At the same time, no,
BFG,
they do such a great job of within the campiness of what Doom is to make you sort of it matters though. Like they give a backstory to the Doom Slayer and like this order of like essentially gods that he comes from, and him sort of turning his back on them, and it's all very campy, tongue in cheek, right? Listen, you literally have a floating fortress in space that is called the what is it called? The something of Doom, right? The
Fortress of Doom, yeah.
The Fortress of Doom. It leans into the campiness in a way that it fits Doom so perfectly. I cannot blovate enough about how much I love this game. They brought Doom back yet again. They really killed it.
No doubt. Wilmy, is Wilmy still with us? I just want to make sure. I think he played against the horror king. No doubt. Wilmy, man, did you pick it up?
It ain't horror. That's for sure. It ain't horror.
But it's got a little scary nature to it that I think would appeal.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's not
demonic.
It's not too gruesome compared to some things I've played, but I'm enjoying it. The only thing I've found wrong with it, and it's just a me problem. I sound like Mooch just now.
I sound the Mooch.
Is the platforming. I don't remember this all the platforming in 2016 release. I just feel like I spend more time jumping and trying to get to an objective than I do actually fighting in the game.
Yeah,
that's my only issue with it.
I think. How far are you yet at this point, Wilmy?
I took out the first Hell Priest.
Okay, so what happens is, yes, I agree with you. When it's the platforming just to get from A to B, it slows it down, right? Because you're not in combat. It's not like you're fighting people in the middle of combat. This is something they've showed in preview videos and stuff like that, but I won't mention it specifically. There's a weapon you get, an upgrade that you get later on that allows you to traverse while sort of also attacking in a way which makes the traversal part more kinetic and related to the fight as opposed to just getting from point A to B, right? And it makes that part a little bit better. But I do agree with you. They added it and it's cool. It doesn't necessarily bother me too much, but if you want the constant like fight, it slows things down in a way that you're not necessarily used to Doom doing, right? Other games, it's good that it'll give you like a brief respite from all the craziness, right? In Doom, that's kind of the point, right? You kind of just want to be almost overwhelmed all the time. And this, it gives you that lull period that doesn't seem like it really fits in Doom, but they sort of rectify it later on. When you get that upgrade, it makes the moving around a lot faster and it incorporates fighting into it.
That's what's up. BadBit, did you pick up DoomEternal, sir?
Oh my God, that's all I've been playing right now, guys. Oh, I love her so much. She's so beautiful. I'm gonna say this. I played Doom 2016 literally a week before playing this game. I cannot go back to Doom 2016. It's too slow.
Yep.
They start you off with some of the fundamentals of movement that Doom 2016 didn't have, like double jump. Opens up the ways of fighting to not really necessarily fit your play style, but you're able to move around the environment so much more fluidly than you were before, and so much more faster as well, that the combat is frantic, it's hectic, it is insane, but at the same exact time, and challenging, and at the same exact time, it still gives you that complex that we often want, right? Like that, it gives you kind of like that God complex afterwards, or the God, the power fantasy that video games often try to achieve. That's what Doom Eternal achieves 100% of the way. You're being challenged, but every time you get through it, you're like, yeah, no, those guys, they stood no chance.
They had absolutely no chance.
It's gorier. It is more strategic. And you're thinking on the fly. I would even call it chess. It's checkers. You're bouncing everywhere. When it comes to the platforming elements, to me, they're not the best, but it is a good way of breaking up from constant fighting. Because if that was the case, you just start getting a little bored. So they break it up through platforming so that your brain is doing something different synapses are firing, and you kind of get a break. And then they give you things like Slayer gates, which are absolutely insane, just high levels of difficulty, tossing any which enemy at you. I would like to say about 15 hours in. The game is fantastic. It is at the end of the day, I'm not even done playing it. It's one of the greatest single player shooters I have ever.
Yeah, no, you like really what they did with like every single area you go to looks vastly different. And one criticism of 2016 is that everything looks sort of red and drab, and because you were literally like in hell, right? So now you're on Earth, and Earth has been destroyed by the minions of hell.
It gives you like the little 80s like action movie type stuff. Like you literally have the Predator gun on your shoulder firing grenades at people. Like there are little things that they try to do to set up like how an 80s action thing would set up, and then they just take that expectation and they just throw it out, but they give you something even more amazing. It is just oh my God.
he's in his bag.
While 2016 felt repetitive towards the end, as much as I love that game, this one constantly gives you something new to look at. And it's constantly throwing new enemies at you, different takes on older enemies. It's crazy how much individual and sort of like different stuff they put throughout this entire game.
That's what's up. Real quick before we move on, King and Addict, did you pick it up? If not, are you planning on picking it up? King.
Shout out to Game Pass. I'm playing 2016. And
2016.
Phil Dominus Maxim Expensive has allowed me to know that when I'm finished this, I'll be playing the ones that y'all playing. When it comes to Game Pass, as no money entry, I'm good.
Addict, Doom, is there something interesting you? Are you excited? Something you gonna pick up?
Look, man, this academic that we in, people had to choose things, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to choose between stuff, and
I feel you.
It was just like, look, do I want to play Doom? Sure, maybe. I don't know, but I can't justify spending that money on it right now.
I feel you.
With Final Fantasy around the corner, I know he's not.
Yeah, y'all can throw me in the bushes on this one too. I really wanted to pick it up soft, but it's so much that came out at the same time. And King might be onto something because I foolishly ran out and got Doom first day and all this stuff. And then Phil Dominus decides to throw it in Game Pass. I was so pissed. I was like, I just spent this money. So my new thing with Bethesda games is I'm waiting because they tend to fall into the laps of Game Pass. So put the Game Pass up. I'm waiting. I think it's coming.
Do you think it's coming soon? Because 2016 didn't come soon.
It didn't come soon, but
like the end of the year.
At the end of the listen, my backlog is crazy. It's too much going on, and as much as I love to get a game look phenomenal, I won't be able to justify enough time playing to it. So right now,
busy buying Hospital 2.0.
Yeah, and segue into my next topic.
At the end
Animal Crossing.
At the end of the day, man, if someone comes across, a code, you can throw it to me. But I won't say no to that. But
shout out to G.
Gotta make choices, man.
Yeah, he said DoomEternal will come to Game Pass for Xbox Series X launch. Calling that. You're on to something, Lord J. Because that's what I'm hoping on.
That would be fantastic.
That's what I'm with the graphical update. I'm gonna wait. Ain't no need for me to jump out the window. Phil Dominus got that. So anyway, moving on. This last guy, none of these frauds in here played it. I don't know, BadBit. Did you pick up Animal Crossing?
A little bit.
Okay. So I'll make it brief and painless for the rest because I know they're waiting for me to stop talking about this. Look, man, first Animal Crossing game. Never played one before. Shout out to here's the fraud light on me for what? Oh my god! Why do I
fraud when it comes to this game? You just purchased it because it's a big Nintendo title, and it's it doesn't matter what it said. It could be Donkey Spit, and I'm getting a new Donkey Spit for the Switch. So you know what? There you go.
That's perfectly fine. We got to be realistic here, okay? I'm gonna keep the fraud alert up for this whole topic.
Wow,
not gonna let it go.
Like that? You gonna do me like that? You shout to Stitch. Yo, Stitch put out mad fraud alerts. He said, "This is when everybody in the chat goes away."
At the end of the day, if PlayStation or Microsoft made a game that looked like this, no one would even boot it.
Yeah, y'all can say that, but PlayStation and Microsoft ain't making a game like that. It's not going to be on MPD, so we got to see what it's about. So I'm going to make my topic very quick.
You can talk while this fraud alert's going,
let it ride, baby. Let the beat go around on the floor.
Let's get some fraud alerts in the chat for LordCognito.
That's right. Put it on, throw it up, throw your frauds up. Anyway, so what I got was saying, never played one before. We went to PAX, and I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I have BadBit. You could co-sign.
That was out of control.
I have never seen the most cult-like mind following of people with this game. I've never seen a game like I was hearing people doing Gregorian chants. I was like, what is going on in this section of the conference?
I swear to God, they brought out, I think his name's KK Slider.
KK Slider.
Yeah. He's the guy, the dog of the banjo.
Yeah.
I heard one person go, KK, and everybody just ran towards this board.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Why are people going crazy about this stupid little bear and thing? What is going on with this?
What's the name of the dude that was chasing the little boy? What's the
that Tom Nook? Why are you running? Why are you running? I must have this game. I need to know what is this about. Yo, it's hilarious, y'all. It is funny. And you know what's funny? Yo, I ain't gonna front, BadBit. Just the way they talk to each other with that sound, I'll be on the floor, son.
Wait a second. They don't even got voice?
They don't
have voice. All right, let's wrap this up. Let's wrap this up.
That's how they sound.
You got bad graphics and you... you got bad graphics and you sound like that? Nah, my
You
dude.
never play any Animal Crossing?
Well, you know what? You know what? This
double
no
up.
longer deserves the fraud alert. It deserves the into the bushes alert. All right, it's going into the bushes.
Yo, it is hilarious, bro. I'm making my little island. They flew me out there. I call my island the realm. I'm out there making my little journey. I gotta go shop. Gotta do stuff. Yo, it's. I will say that it is the most relaxing, hilarious game I've ever played.
And
I
it's
still
like
got
I
a bunch
said,
to learn.
King,
I'm loving
tell
it right so
me,
far.
give me a percentage. How many days got to go by before we never hear this man
Today.
talk about this game again?
It's over today.
Look, I'm done because they hating on me. They hating on me, BadBit. But yo, I will say this, man. I've never played one. I am starting to understand the appeal. It is very addicting.
He's gonna
Shout out to
understand
all-
it till about 2 days, and he ain't never.
Listen, I'll play this more. I told you I was gonna fraud on
3
Pokemon.
months.
I told
3
y'all.
months from now, King. You know, we haven't really got a game since Animal Crossing. He gonna forget
Yo,
he even played
Shout
it.
out to Dizzy. You owe me pocket watching. Look at Dizzy. Y'all pocket watching my enjoyment. Yo, come on, Slow-Mo. I don't get it. The game is come on, Slow-Mo. Not like
I'm not
this.
even saying the game is trash. It looks interesting, but I'm saying that all these people ain't never played this game till it came out on the Switch.
Interior decorating. I'm good. I saw my.
You know what? Interior decorating.
Who's driving to Cog's house to do the intervention later?
Oh man.
Listen, he playing that game and they doing that. God bless him, man. Let him stay there. Let him stay there.
It's fire though, King.
No.
I'm liking it. I'm liking it. So shout out.
You know what the good thing about it is, Dizzy? Is addicts controlling the fraud alert. I'm not going to fraud alert myself, okay? Oh my god. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. We'll get copyrighted by Nintendo.
I believe it. All right, so that's it. That's all I got, man. So I'm ending so y'all can go to sleep.
You already put me to sleep. You put you sleep. That game is just legit.
Yo, with the new full ILP poll with the tech spec reveals of both the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 this past week, which tech features do you think will be most important? The choices are A, 12 teraflops, DX12 Ultimate, full RDNA 2.0 for that Series X. Choices B, the next generation of SSD, variable clocks, and 3D audio, that PS5. Or C, I don't care until we get that Digital Foundry side-by-side comparison smoke. Those are the questions. Please rock the vote when it goes up on ILP Twitter. Shout out to Lord Wilmyhood in the realm, making his debut. Fantastic gaming history, one of the most charitable.
Put some shields in that chat for Wilmy. Put some shields
in the chat for Lord Wilmyhood, man. An outstanding story. Listen to his video game history. One of the most charitable guys in the realm. Humble beginnings. To see where he's come and listen to his journey was truly inspiring. Please, Lord Wilmyhood, the realm wants to know where the people can find you and what you have going on, man.
You can find me just about anywhere, of course, as you know. You can find me on Twitter, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch, sadly, Stadia, Epic, on Epic Store, Steam. I mean, you can find me anywhere, man. Just type in Wilmyhood. You can find me every Wednesday night at, of course, Wilmyhood on YouTube at Gaming Beyond the Box.
Yes, salute. Do we still do a horror cast? Is that going on, or we kind of slow down?
Whenever we try to do it on Sunday evenings, but there really hasn't been a lot to talk about lately.
I feel you, brother.
So we'd rather not do the show if we don't have any content.
No doubt. And shout out your team, man. Great team, the Fork Nation, man. Shout out your team.
You can find Fork all the time. He's always on Twitch, but right now the guy's so busy at work because you guys know he works at the OR. He just doesn't have time to stream.
No doubt, man. Salute. Keep it up, brother. Again, catch Wilmy's Gaming Beyond the Box. It's a lot of fun, a lot of humor, really positive stuff in the community. Always salute this brother, man. It was great to finally have you in the realm. Lord BadBit from the Trophy Room Podcast coming in to salute and rep that Sony blue. Looking very sweet. Dizzy wants the shirts, by the way. Dizzy's all about the shirts. So where can they find you, man?
They're coming soon. You can find me over at BadBit Games, where we talk about all game news, reviews, and where I'll be unboxing this bad boy tomorrow. Where I officially joined the PC Master Race. That's how it happens, I heard. And yeah, you can join me over at the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. Where each and every Thursday, but this week Wednesday, me and my best friend Kyle will be live on YouTube at BadBit Games.
Who that ninja?
Or Who Dat Ninja 73
Who that ninja? I
or
love that
iTunes
dude.
or Google Play or Spotify, wherever you get your RSS feeds. Please rate us 5 stars. Really does help the show. And that's where you can find me.
All good, brother. Always a pleasure to have you in the room talking that Sony talk. You know what I'm saying? And of course, Lord Addict in the realm, firing back, shooting his dart, hating on Animal Crossing. Where can the fine people find you, sir?
Watch out now.
So you can definitely find me on Twitter at Lord Addict ILP.
No. Let's do that over.
Why we gotta do it over?
Yeah, I'm kind of confused on that too.
Twitter.
You can find me on Twitter at Lord Addict ILP. You know, definitely want to thank everyone for coming out here. You know, it's been an amazing show. It's definitely been a longer show than we normally do. You know, but one thing I want to point out is that, as you can see, Cognito has all that merchandise. You know, go ahead and stand up, show them the Lords of Gaming shirt. You can find all of that right there at our, at Teespring. You can get all the merchandise. And, I wanted to bring up real quick before we end this. This is what Cognito is riding and dying. This is Animal Crossing. Who is playing this? Like, come on.
Shout out to the millions and millions. Put the millions up in the chat for the MPD that's gonna come out on your neck when I'm gonna do that topic. Y'all know I'm gonna do that topic. So y'all can talk, y'all can slay it to me there. But I'm gonna do that topic when that next month come out.
It is. I'm not even saying the game's bad. I'm just saying that no one was talking about this
happy
game.
Doom came out the same day.
And
so
then,
I'm riding with Doom right now. Let's go Doom.
And
Let's
then,
go.
all we here at the the Lords, we do have a website. You can definitely go hit that website up. It's in the chat too. Go check out all our reviews, opinion pieces. Until we see you next week.
Yeah, man, you already know. And of course, Lord Soft returning back.
Oh, and the Book of X. The Book of X.
And the Book of X.
I'm gonna fight with the Lords. I want that to be our next logo.
You want that to be the joke? We'll see. We get 10 more subs, 10 more subscribers to the realm. We can get both of what we're gonna do.
Yeah, tell them.
You know what I'm saying? But of course, we gotta get my brother, the Sostradamus, his return. Always good to have him back in the realm, man. With so much going on in the world. Lord Sov, where can people find you? What you got going on, sir?
You can definitely find me at BX Sovereign on PS and Xbox Live and Lord Sov ILP on Twitter. And then because of the ways of the world, I made.
Man, it's not the same.
You can't spit it like you can't spit the bars.
Yeah, I
like
can't do it like you do. That's why I had to remind you to do it right.
Oh, shots fired.
Shots fired.
If you don't use it, I'm gonna use your logo.
So you use it.
I'm gonna steal it. But yeah, man, that's it, man. Because of the ways of the world, I might have some more time to play a little bit anyway. So you might see me around.
Will you be on our community game day, sir?
When is that, sir?
We have a community day with the Lords.
We actually had
we would like all the Lords to be a part of it.
I'm gonna try to make it next week. But I kind of want to play Sea of Thieves. On the real, I want us all doing a Sea of Thieves shit.
Let's play Halo.
Listen,
I want to do Call of Duty Warzone.
I want to play something fun.
Sovereign is not playing nothing until he finishes my game.
I want to play something fun for all of us to play. I think that GTA 5 Heist or Raid.
But that takes so much.
We could play Sea of Thieves, where we could all do a ship. I think that would be fun.
I play Sea of Thieves. All I'm gonna do is go to the Bring and drink. I'm just telling you.
Or we can play State of Decay because I want a good co-op game. I want a good co-op
play Warzone.
We can play Warzone. I'll play Warzone.
Yeah.
But so that includes you playing with
I hope so. I hope so.
You gotta pick out a schedule that works for Solve.
Put in the chat what you guys like the Lords to play, and put in the comment section what you guys want the Lords to play, and I'll look through there. Get on there, and I'll use that community tab thing that Cognito was talking about too.
Needs to happen, y'all. Needs to happen. But yeah, so that's it. What you been playing as far as where the people can find you, all that good stuff?
Yeah, I did that already. We're good. You can find me online, maybe.
maybe online profile. Okay. Lord King back in the room, spitting them bars on the magician's neck. Where can the five people find you?
Mike's out here doing his parlor tricks. You can catch me at lordsofgaming.net with the new KOS. I got something special for you guys next week. You see channels right there. That's up.
Can we turn the beat around though? It's on lordsofgaming.net.
Too much today, man. Let's end this before I go home.
Let's get messy.
Yeah, definitely. You can catch me. Well, there's no boxing, there's no sports right now, but you know what we do is we do have old classics. So I might be doing some old classics on some KOS, giving you my fight predictions with knowing the results. I could be 100% right.
Like you knew the results of that boxing match a couple weeks ago. It's like you knew the result of that boxing match a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
R.I.P. to Roger Mayweather.
Oh yes.
Oh boy, that was a sad one.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, that's a bad one. Yeah, R.I.P. Okay, well, you know, guys, cock turn because
it's time to go. Look,
y'all
man,
know where to find me.
Y'all already know. Look, everybody, salute that came through. Fantastic show. Shout out to Wilmy again. Shout out.
Sorry. Shout out to Wilmyhood. Shout out to BadBit. BadBit, my boy from Boston. I finally got a chance to take a picture with the brother. Let me tell you something. He's out here in these streets. He goes. Please go and check out his the trophy room. The guy's a hard worker. He was definitely there, and it warms my heart to meet people that we talk to and stuff like that. And you know, he's a genuine nice dude. I wish we'd got a chance to hang out more, but you know, we was out there working. Everybody was working. So God bless.
Yeah, salute, man. Again, salute Wilmy, Hood. Salute, Bad. What happened at it? Yeah,
first off, because I was wanting to do the slander on what's that? Animal Crossing. I already forgot the name. I forgot. Definitely thank you for the guests coming on. I do want to say something real quick. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to put in the community post for the members to choose the games. And then I'm going to get 4 from all the members, and then I'm going to put that on Twitter and let the community choose between those 4 games.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. We definitely got to do it. All 4 of the Lords, including Sav. Sav. We have to get that popping. But yeah, again, the chat was outstanding. Wilmy was outstanding. Please, Nuke, you missed it. So get the beginning of the show. Again, lordsgaming.net. Y'all moving and grooving. A lot of content up there right now. Please check out the articles. Y'all really appreciate the support. When y'all retweet, y'all share. We got a ton of stuff coming this week. Also, special announcement next week. Sunday will be a special guest, hopefully. Huge. So please stay tuned.
They confirmed a couple days, so we'll
I know, but I got to throw it up
Thursday. You'll get that. No, Saturdays when we do the promo, right?
Saturday we do the promo.
You'll get that Saturday. We'll give you the promo. It's gonna be one great show.
It should be an epic show. Please tune in next Sunday. That's all I got. Everybody, man, glad to give you guys last. Oh, shout out, and I got to give a super shout out for the first time. Shout out to Smitty Smith, the Booker match. # you won today, brother. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan B. Boss Moves, you got to get over your game because Smitty Smith is out here in these streets. Everybody enjoy their Sunday. We are out of here. Hit that intro, Addict. Peace.
You